a little bit, you know, actually not really, because Quap and SF, but yeah, good hybrid draft. IG,
yeah,
it's a good draft too. It just I think the overall like way you can kind of execute this draft is a little bit harder at times with this Earth Spirit, but I'm looking forward to it because I'm just hyped because of the Fatal Bonds plus Magnetize, to be honest.
Because we've seen. Have we had a game where those two heroes have been together?
If anyone did it, it was Alliance.
Because at least on our stream, we've seen Warlock, the damage from Fatal Bonds alone look ridiculous when it's been connected with anything, and then we've seen Magnetize on its enemy game look incredible. So when you put the two together, if you find the right situation in these then sort of early to mid game fights, it can be a nightmare to fight into.
So Alliance hasn't done it. So
they don't do us with their Warlock.
Nobody's had it. Yeah. So
okay.
But it definitely has some cool synergy. It has some cool counter initiation and stuff like that can always come out versus like hook shot. But the one thing I'm also looking at from Liga is the Shadow Demon. I think this hero for me it's always just insane, the potential of what it can do, and the potential saves this game are very high. When you're playing versus like a single target roar, could just turn fights around just with a disruption. So let's see who gets first blood, because that's also been a dictator of who gets some of these games lately too.
Baboka. Whoa. Oh, they got the battery assault to set things up. Bushwhack will hold back the clock on the Bristle, though, so he'll be okay. They didn't have anything else to go with by the looks of it there.
Guess he didn't want to go for the cogs? I mean, you would have trapped him in. Maybe he already had it pre-skilled. I didn't actually...
Yeah, and I guess as well, 1J, he wasn't in range for a disruption by the time for the team to surround. But they didn't get the first split. It happens.
Yeah, they miss it. Yeah. And to point out, it's a hookup. So Panto, he's done the hookup one again, even though we saw mostly expanded armature, whatever the hell it's called. He's gone for this one.
I like it. I like it. I swear as well, we've seen with some of the clocks, we're getting a lot of hook shots into the back of allies anyway. So you might as well have the facet that gives you the benefit from it.
Yeah, I've just been on. Yeah. I've been a big fan of this hero right now. I mean, we saw the win rate get pulled up before. I think it was what 68.3 or 68.8 with like 13 plus games.
It was
16 games. I don't know exactly.
I think it was 13 picks, 68.8.
Yeah. So yeah, that's. I mean, very. Thank you.
And then we got it now. Okay, 66.7. All right, way to call me out. Oh, no, it was 68.8. Yeah, good.
But yeah, 11 wins. It's looking good.
But it was 16 picks. Yeah, you're right.
BKB piercing disable. Right? It provides great laning overall, and it's a pesky hero. It itemizes well. It gets the constant solar crest and stuff. So yeah, definitely enjoying this.
Looking forward to see what goes down here in the mid, because of course in this matchup, Adzantic, he's not playing the Earth Spirit this time around, but he does play a lot of it mid himself. So he should be pretty aware of like, you know, how to lane against it. He knows the Earth Spirit mid very well at Xantic, so we'll see how he deals with Emo on it.
And something that's cool that they did in this game too, when they go for this like Clockwork and SD, and then they have this SF carry, they end up taking the SD out of the lane versus the Beastmaster. So now it's put in a 4 position, which is not the most standard, I guess you could say, as an SD, but it's a better lane in particular for the SF to set things up like this.
Yeah, let's see how the SF goes. I mean, Chrysalis, what we've been saying over the last few days, he's been impressing a lot of people, right?
Yep, he's been unlocked. He's free. And he's been playing, very, very well. And very, very aggressive and independent. Ollie.
He's looking like this will be the first blood. Toby's able to take it. As they've got that set up, and indeed, one of the things about the wall, it can be a little vulnerable. And the lane, when you get on top of him like this, not too much that Fly could do as the Drow either, when these two get aggressive against them. So
yeah, so it's a cool little switch. Of course, you want the range with the melee core and stuff, but it's the fact that they're able to switch like this. It's, yeah, very nice as it's Xantic. Taking a bit of a beating there from Emo. Their Spirit just doing very well lately. In a lot of these matchups, we even saw versus a Sniper, there was one good one that ended up winning that matchup as Xantic is just taking a beating. 10-3 on the Earth Spirit already. 10-4. It's going to get a lot of extra denies. Those will matter.
Bottom lane. These two, they're getting beautifully aggressive. Sure, 1J goes down, but the job's been done this time. Toby able to kill off the carry, take out Fly. This Bristle's been set up for a pretty good aggressive start.
Getting kills as a Bristle early on, always going to prove a good one when you get able to back up with stacks. And you have a Shadow Demon, probably the best stacking hero in the game. So yeah, definitely a phenomenal start for Toby. Not the best in last hits, but you get these 2 kills. Phenomenal stuff. Top, Blood Grenade.
So if they can chase Chrysalis down, they've got the birds out, but not quite able to get in range.
He's got regen. He's got a salve, actually. It just came out on Chrysalis, so good read that he was going to take extra damage here. We'll be back up to full. And another thing to point out is Chrysalis, he did start with Quelling Blade, so since he's playing versus that Hoodwink, we will try to watch for when he does get these cuts versus the Bushwhack.
And just having a look as well, because there was interest obviously we had from Yakult saying that it was Ollie, saying he wanted to play some Warlock. And just have interest. So last time he played it in Pro was 3 months ago. So it's been a while since he's played it in Pro. But he did bring it out in the pubs. The last couple of weeks he's played a couple of games. Did lose both of them.
Okay.
So last win he had with Warlock was 2 months ago back in a pub.
I mean, there's literally there's literally only one player in the world that feels like playing it right now. So it's only been Kadaro.
Yeah.
And he's been making it actually look pretty decent. I haven't trusted any other Warlock.
Sure. But Ollie, if anything, is probably the closest because he's got quite a few games on it.
Sure. Yeah.
It's clearly something that he does like. So we'll see if he can have the same sort of level of impact. And yeah, win rate. What was his win rate actually in the pubs? 55% win rate, 65 games.
Not bad.
Not too bad.
Not too shabby at all.
I believe in pro games it was 44%.
1J.
Not as hot.
Checking bottom, but also potentially setting up for a kill. Blocking the roll.
See if it's going to be enough to allow them to get the damage down, but the Fatal Bonds coming out between the two of them. It's going to mean that they're going to have to blink back there. Xantic can't stand his ground.
Too tanky, Mr. Emo. And he's got the backup of both. And he's actually spotted Raindrop nice and early, so pretty cool. Raindrop's on the rise in almost every single thing, because Matt buying this mana regen at this point now.
Oh, look at this dive top.
Very valuable. Zeal.
They're trying to line up the raises. That's not quite able to get the job done. Zeal survives this attempt. Looking at the last hit so far, bottom lane continues to be pretty even. Despite those kills that Liga were able to get against IG, farm's still good for Fly's Drought. Same as Toby's Bristle.
Good chunk of denies across the board, actually. Don't always see like 7 and 7 on offlaners or 7 on the mid. So yeah, both sides getting good trades out of it. And Zeal is going to be going for the Helm. Going to be very pesky for the Shadow Demon in particular. Hates playing versus summons.
This rotation.
They're popping the glyph.
They're ready to dive the tower here. Toby and 1J moving in onto Fly. A few people coming from Baboka. A bushwhack to hold back Toby temporarily, but 1J's got the catch with the disruptions to set up onto Fly. Take him down. Panto continue to dive in over towards Ollie. They'll be able to get the two of them. Maybe even be able to mess with Baboka as well. Further TPs are coming in. This time round it's from Emo. So they'll have to back off here, Liga. See if he can hit the connection onto Panto, roll forward. Not able to get the opening, but we'll be able to get the smash across and take Panto down. So at least a little bit of a punish there by IG, but of course overall Liga getting away with these aggressive plays around Toby's Bristle and continuing to knock Fly out of the lane.
Lacoste said it himself on the panel, something with Toby lately. Like, he's actually just having excellent lanes almost every single time, and he's transitioning to be able to go with his team a lot of times. This is a fantastic start for this Bristle. Synergizes really nicely with the lineup too, with the Snot Rocket. It's gonna be pretty cool. Just that SF, that big damage with the presence and everything too. A ton of minus armor that'll be kicking off in the mid game.
He's having to farm a bit more cautiously now, Chrysalis, with the amount of heroes that IG showing up to the top lane with. So back to the jungle he goes.
Yeah, whenever Emo's off the map, that is a bit of the concern, right? The safe lane and the mid are very at risk of dying to a rotation whenever Earth Spirit moves.
Oh, is Panto going to mess with this in time? He is.
He might be able to just kill this.
I mean, there's a lot of backup coming in for Panto. Fly, I don't think he's going to be getting as much. Underneath the tier 1 tower, they're ready to dive in. I don't think they've even got TPs available to help him out, so they're just going to have to let this Drow go down once again.
0-3. This Drow needs help, and needs help fast.
And this is definitely not one of the easier carries to recover from.
No.
When you've had a bad lane. Hitting the jungle early on a Drow does not feel good.
And this can be a bit of the problem when you have a Warlock Drow lane. It's very, very weak. When you have these Drows, these Lunas, even SFs and stuff that we've seen, and it's just the trend. Yeah, you want a melee, but you want like a big bruiser. You want either the tree, the clock, the tusk, something like this to be able to take the brunt of the force Fly.
Yep. I mean, it's just one of those lanes as well that you'd imagine probably in practice for IG. They just probably haven't played this specific safe lane duo.
No.
Like, maybe even ever with these two players together. It's a bit of a new experience for them to enter into the lane with, and it's getting crushed by Liga pretty single-handedly.
Drow is not really a super fast farmer nowadays, at least when you're this far behind. I mean, Warlock is having... Ollie is rich, don't get me wrong.
He's picking up a lot of action mid.
He's ahead of the Drow, so he has more gold than Fly.
This is his plan all along. He's like, well, I'm gonna start carrying the game myself. And we have seen Warlocks carry games, a la Alliance.
And especially a game where they have the Earth Spirit, right? So they're probably like, you know what? We're playing around the Fatal Bonds, Fly. Don't worry. We'll get you back in it. But definitely concerns. This Drow has literally nothing, and they're going to take the bottom tower to open up more for Toby and open up for him to maybe join his team, too, in fights. Smoke move. Emo wants to get involved, wants to find Crystallis, but he might walk right into them, actually.
Well, this would be a nice catch for IG. They just missed him. I mean, but if Crystallis indeed...
He's going to have high ground and see them. Oh, that's the dream
I mean, they were so close. They might still get away with the dive. Yeah, they're diving in under the tier 2. Fortifications popped down. TPs are coming in. And drop the golem. They'll kill him off. They'll get the kill. Now, can they get out? Mass TPs coming in from Liga. Now split up.
Ali consumed the Black Grimoire from that, just to let you know. So I don't know if he had the rock initially right at the start of it, but he ate he ate his book to get the 6 to be able to go for this dive play. I think Crystallis saw them, but he was confident that they weren't going to full commit, but yeah, they do. They end up losing something out of it. But space made for Fly.
A quick return to the mid here from Bowoka. Yet to see what Emo's going to queue up first, is it? Would you imagine just the blade mail first still?
Yeah, I would imagine. Especially versus
there's not too much kind of options as a spirit to vary with, or?
It's Emo, so who knows actually. Let's just go with that, but I'd imagine it's just blade mail.
You're right. Here it comes. Sword comes out.
I'm always like, it's Emo. I never know what this guy could do. Absolute wild card, but he'll keep it standard.
Now smoke time from Liga. They're ready to get Toby active and moving around the map. They know how aggressive and strong this Bristleback is right now.
He's going to move away. And they see Zeal with the ward, so probably not needing him.
Yeah, they're like, we got this with the 3 of them.
They'll just send him to mid to park and defend the tower. Zeal.
He's going to drop the roar and try and run.
Speedy.
I mean, he's going to get away from this. Oh, he's okay. Hook shots there. My goodness, that was very close to him having a chance of escaping.
Oh, yeah, the pushback from the roar. A couple of times we've seen it's been saving people in scenarios, but not this time. And yeah, heads up move, right? Toby just goes to mid, make sure they get no tower damage whatsoever. I don't think they would have really anyway with their spirit, but heads up play to distribute your farm as they get a 2k lead now. And Fly is having, I mean, he is slowly recovering, but it is quite slow. You do not farm anywhere near as fast as a Shadow Fiend, who's had a free lane.
Yeah.
Versus level 9, so the separation between, actually level 10, so level 10 versus that level 7 Drought, and one has a Mask of Madness to speed up that farm. Going to be a slow one here for Fly. And I don't know, this hero when it plays like from behind, it's quite scary.
Yeah, at the least, as we heard from Yakot as well at the start, they do have a lineup where they've got these 2 other heroes that, in a team fight situation, have a pretty strong frontline presence with the Spirit and the Beastmaster. So if they can kind of piece things together and with good positioning in a fight, still a high chance that Fly will have the ability to just lay down the damage from a distance.
As long as, Clockwork, I mean, we'll have to watch how Panto, if he gets these hook shots into the back, it'll always prove very problematic.
Sure, and it's never easy trying to hold back a farmed Bristle from just running through the midst of the fight straight towards your carry.
And looking at his animation, it's just, I mean, it's become pretty much standard across the board on these offlaners, but yeah, for Bristle, Pipe, especially this game, playing versus the Earth Spirit, the Fatal Bonds that we were mentioning from earlier, they will group farm the Ancients, 4 heroes to be able to assist Fly. As Ollie still literally almost has the same net worth as him. 3,800 net worth Warlock, 38 last hits.
Temptation's going to be there to get the Midas into the Ags.
He's holding his gold. I actually was looking at it.
It was like, it's Glimmer or Force, and he's going to settle with Force.
He's versus Clockwork, so the Force makes a lot of sense. He was maybe talking about it, though. He's probably, guys, I'm level 8.
Yeah.
And Baboka's probably like, no, I'm the 4th position. I'm the extra core, not you, Ollie. Scouting some stacks, too. They'll be able to take these away, Ollie and Emo. A little bit of passiveness coming out here from the side of Liga. And there's that blade mail. So you could definitely see IG look to take some fights in these next few moments. They've got Rock up. Magnetize is ready. I want to see the combo. But the question is Liga going to give them the opportunity to get these type of combos too? Are they just going to kind of play this split farm after they've had good lanes? Feels like they can just play split farm. But one of these cores in each of a side have one of these supports playing at least between the 3 of them.
Now IG needs to punish this.
They do.
They've got to try and make a move onto one of them whilst they're separated.
At least kill someone and get a tower. Like mid maybe. Just go for the straight dive so you can open up the map a bit more so you can get into these greedy positions.
They're going to settle for the dive here onto the mid, onto 1J.
I like it. As long as they can turn it into this tower. Let's see if Toby looks to try to hold it off completely.
Trying to get what damage they can in onto the tower, but it's difficult to do so whilst there's this farm bristle underneath it. Look at half the damage done, but we'll have to back off.
Chris, this is getting too much on. There's a level 13 SF, it's a level 9 Drow. Absolutely massive. It's only a 1k difference between them in the overall game, but a lot of gold, of course, being given on this Warlock. So this core is massive. They still have this ward top as well that got Zeal earlier. And Xanthic just blink daggons the Dominator, so maybe that could be... I mean, he's going to need the Overload, he's going to go for it, but yeah, maybe a bit of a funny oversight he has to watch out for in these next few moments. Free money for Xanthic every time.
Yeah, all three cores of League are farming pretty perfectly. As you can see on the net worth, pretty much neck and neck with one another. Flawless farm from the three of them.
A strong scaling Tricore too. We've seen these Earth Spirits have explosive mid-games, but eventually they do have a bit of difficulty toward the super later stages, even though Magnetize Undispellable is absolutely insane and stuff like that. But Pipe finished up now for the Bristle, so we'll be able to negate a lot of that magic damage that comes out from IG. Looking to try to catch, it seems like. 1J starting it himself.
Xanthic considering jumping in.
Just daggons the creep again.
Very difficult for IG to fight anytime when it's in this sort of a location at the moment. You just have to back off as soon as they get some level of reaction from Liga.
Nice little split away though. Roche could be soon on the horizon too for Liga. They do kill it pretty fast with the goo and the minus armor from the SF. It has moved up top too. So it could be an opportunity if they see people split up or if they get a pick off. And Fly has gotten time to sit back. Sure, it's not at the SF levels of farm, right? He's still 2k difference, but hasn't died again after those after the laning phase, at the least.
Radiant are scanning. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bit of a quiet one, though. Thought we were going to get a lot more rotation, a lot more kills, especially from Emo. And he has 3, but I really thought he was going to go a lot more crazy with this type of dive play so far.
Yeah, that certainly feels that
it's contained.
Favors Liga pretty nicely.
Yep, does feel like it. But it's, I mean, Emo is contained. This is rare. Ooh, it's a nice ward. It does see Fly. Don't think they can set up for it there yet. Baboka.
And Panto, he's just walking in on them. He's got the backup, but Xanthic and Liga have Toby here as well. The Golem's going to get dropped down onto both of them. Jump away from Xanthic just in time. Panto will die for this one.
They want more. They used Magnetize. They used Golem.
Oh, they're not getting it.
Just going to get the clock. It's not what you want to see if you're IG. Can they turn into a tower at the least, though? Should be able to finish up mid this time.
It's a bit of progression, but definitely feels like it's not quite as fast as IG would hope for.
Especially now, 2-minute downtime with these ultis. Will we see Liga either look to force that Roche or force some type of other objective because of that? We'll have to see what their choice is, or if they just sit back and farm. Ooh. Deliver. Oh! Did he get the Lotus? I think he popped the Lotus mid Sonic Wave, yeah? I think that's actually what might have saved him. Where's my fight? Oh, whatever. Pretty sure it did. So that's kind of big. I mean, Quap ulti now down. IG able to split up and farm. So not gonna, I mean, they're not gonna take advantage yet of that Chaotic offering and Magnetize being down. 20 seconds till Magnetize is back up, but Chaotic still 80.
We'll see it again on the replay.
Yeah, he popped it. You saw it pop up in the middle there. See it on cooldown. So yeah, Lotus save. Nice little play. So close. Scan. Comes out, does catch the movement here. Magnetize back up in 3.
It wants to go in, Emo. Hook shot to the side. Very nicely done there. And that's meant that Emo gets caught underneath the tier 2. Panto able to dodge the roll with that hook shot and therefore cause Emo to end up rolling in under the tier 2 tower.
He's going to have hookup again, too. The hookup. He might be able to catch another target if he was a little closer to the Warlock, but heads up play. Uh-oh, Emo. Really wanted to force the issue there, but a beautiful dodge.
Yeah, very quick reactions, and there indeed it is. Straight over towards Zolly on the backlines. He'll try and force away. Has got Fly by his side, who turns and starts shooting into Panto. And 1J ready to help out. Disruption, it's there. It's going to keep the clock alive and now allow the rest of the team to continue to chase down IG. Sonic Wave comes in big time, pushing back the 3 of them there from Azantic. Zeal to fall as well. As these fights, I mean, IG, they're trying to go for stuff, but they're not getting it. But Boca, again, only just surviving these rocket flares. Oh, a couple of times they've come close to killing him off.
I thought Azantic might just blink under tower and kill him, but Emo was respawning. Beautiful save. The Shadow Demon Disruption kind of perfectly timed, and Panto's hook shot, I mean, the hook up fast is definitely coming into play there, and now they'll be able to back up into that rush. A huge win. Huge win for Liga.
It really is.
And Drow shows up, Fly, he has high ground, gets hit by 1 slow, and they have dusts. They're already prepared for the build that he's going to go for, immediately sandwiched upon.
Yeah, we'll check this out again. That one little chance of maybe IG finding a kill, as you mentioned. Panto saved just in time, and at this point, it's just full escape. Azantic gets the perfect angle here, pushing them all back with the 3-man Sonic Wave. And at this point, the fight is long but over here for IG.
And definitely going to be an issue for Fly in a lot of this game is the fragility of him, right? Look at his HP pool, 1200. He's going to get one-shotted from this Queen of Pain during most instances. Look at Azantic's build, too. Kaya, Veil, Dagon, everything's going to get amped up. Huge swing of momentum as 3K lead. They're starting to get firm control of this game. Ults are up. That's kind of IG's only way to fight, but playing into Aegis, playing into BKB, things are getting harder.
Azantic really wants to try and get this dragon.
They'll heal it. Is Toby actually going to go for it? They want to try to invade over here to prevent the Wisdom and maybe try to take a Tormentor, but the IG, most of them are set up.
And they're going to get the dragon, plus 250. Well, they're rolling in. They're going to try and go in on towards him, and indeed, 1J's in with the save. Emo's rolling in for this. He puts the Blade Mail. Will be able to bail out with a roll away. Magnetize and Fatal Bonds, it's down upon them, but at this point, it's a bit underwhelming with the fact they're playing from behind.
Yeah, and Toby just itemizing beautifully with the pipe. It stops pretty much all that damage.
Bushwhack onto the bow for them, but most of their damage output already dropped, so they can keep this push going. Not a lot that IG could do to defend these towers here. 21 minutes in, tier 2's taken. And the Wisdom Rune is theirs. They could turn, take the Tormentor as well. As this game, it's not been the most action-packed in terms of kills, but so far it really does feel like it's all been Liga right now.
Yep. They're just one step ahead of everything, it feels like. They're splitting up and farming nicely. They're covering the bases with each other, and have to give 1J a ton of credit. Yeah, he's 0, 3, and 9. He's part of the 9 kills, but these disruption saves are absolutely beautiful. He's always going to be there to be able to protect versus either the main focus target or stop like the break. And he's actually potentially going to get shard here maybe from this too. Very nice one this game. The constant dispel to be able to remove the magnetizes or whatever. It's actually going to go to Azantic. I mean, still pretty good. I mean, more damage for Azantic. It's really good.
Just yet to really see IG find any moments in this game that really enable them to open up the map and get much done. They're just falling further and further behind. Liga,
and with a lineup that doesn't scale nearly as hard either, you know.
Right, it's very cool gameplay from Liga and just how calm they need to be there. There's just not much really being enforced upon them. They're not under a lot of pressure in this match.
Nope, and Azantic has yet to die. You know, we saw Sumail in the last game, died at the end of course 70, but had a pretty strong game. Azantic, this one, he's just got easier way to play. Can just jump and blow up the Drow 100-0. Very likely that this Drow just instantly dies if she's in the front line at all. Fly.
They got the hook shot. Panto's in. TPs are coming over, but Fly too squishy at this moment to last for more than a few seconds.
Doesn't even need Sonic Wave at this point to kill. Just too much damage from Queen. 1100 just from the jump.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Looking pretty grim.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I just don't seem to have a lot going for them this game. IG.
And they just, even the wombo combos that we wanted to get, wanted to see a little bit there, they're just, they're tanked through it. They're ready to just push onto that high ground. The damage just isn't there, even if they land the combos. Full Shiva is now finished up on Xantic too.
And pretty much the Lotus basically done for Toby as well.
Yeah,
He's going to have that Dispel.
Yep, more protection versus that break in particular, or Dispels versus anything else, or Reflected Roar. Very valuable game for it.
Just taking away this high ground. 23 minutes in. I mean, IG, do they have anything to slow this down? I'll see. Panto, he's managed to get the catch on Azir. Back on their side of the map. As the setup, Xantic's got the cleanup.
Clockwork just looking super good. Even with the hook up fast, like this is a really nice plays coming out from him. Attempted for a split push. Gets caught, and they're still in the area to apply pressure here. If IG steps out, could just immediately get gone on. Yes, Aegis is going to get reclaimed, but they're going to just probably look to take out these Raxes anyway. Emo.
Fly! Oh my goodness, he's lucky they don't have detection on the front lines there. We'll get out. Requiem's not going to catch anyone as IG managed to retreat in time.
Come on, Chorus, carry dust, one of you. Toby was before, so. Roll out, Emo.
Oh.
Emo.
He's going to get hookshotted, pushed back by the cogs. I'll get the second roll off away. Panto this time will die.
Risky play, but gets them a kill.
And they're tentatively chasing out the base here, IG. Maybe considering if they can get something else off the back of that kill.
There's no Requiem. Sonic Wave back up in 20.
L1ga, not too upset with just backing off.
Just a 5-position clock.
It's actually some of them, L1ga, are still hovering around the mid. They've got eyes on Emo.
They're respawning. 5 seconds at Xantic.
They could sandwich them in. And there's the jump forward from Xantic to lead things in.
They were baiting
the Magnetize drop down. The Golem's being dropped. Defensive disruption provided here for Xantic. Emo will fall. They'll throw the Lotus down onto Xantic as well, allowing him to blink out to safety. That was the full kind of wombo combo dropped here by IG. It's not really got them the kills. It's now L1ga, they're ready to move back in. Sonic Wave comes in, they'll tap out. Understandably so. They just weren't able to do much at all this game, IG. This one looking pretty easy for L1ga.
Yeah, they played so well. I have to give so much credit to these supports in particular, Xantic too, but these saves so many times here, even this last fight. This was like an attempt from IG to maybe like go for a last hurrah and get a kill, and they actually got it. They baited Xantic, but the disruption.
The offlane, how do you think it's going to go?
Unsure, but I can see the reason why they wanted to do this when you're playing versus Phoenix as well. Later on, when you have Unleash, you'll be able to kill Egg. You can just deal with the Fire Spirit kind of slow and everything too. And it's kind of cool when you pair with these ranged heroes too. When you have the Bodyguard, you actually do so much damage when you get on top of a target when they're attacking and your Bodyguard hitting as well. So yeah, we see those facets being chosen. The only one that's a bit of a question mark, especially from the 4 position, we see the Mixologist has been taken from Baboka. So not going to have that extra gold, that extra 250 early on, but the frequency of his stuns and his Berserk Potion, I forgot what the name for a second, that'll be faster frequency of cooldown, which it is good now. It's really strong. It lasts 15 seconds. I believe the cooldown is like, when you have this facet during Chemical Rage, like 18. So it's almost 100% uptime on that potion if you get there. But yeah, we'll see if they do get there, because again, L1ga, a very strong, high synergy draft. And Xantic has looked like a monster. Kind of on all of his mid heroes. And this one, he gets his Earth Spirit that he was very flashy on the other day too.
Yeah, he really was. Well, we'll see how well he does. Yeah, obviously lane a little bit annoying. He's going to have his mana constantly burnt here by Emo with the EMPs.
Should be able to see us just fine though. And yeah, interesting to hear what Novia was kind of talking about with like the Invoker. I think with like, they don't have ways to keep heroes inside of this Deuce and Phoenix ult. Yes, the Stone Gaze plus Phoenix combo is this kind of cool thing, but they don't have this like lockdown of grabbing them. They have a Tornado EMP that can come from the Invoker and stuff. But, yeah, it could be a little bit underwhelming when we see L1ga just able to dance around these ultis and just walk away. No Mars ult, you know, no Puck Coil to grab them inside Stone Gaze and Phoenix ult. It's just like a concoction for the most part.
And going back to sort of the Marcy ending up in the offlane position, why is it that we don't see this hero as much in the offlane nowadays?
I think the hero overall is just a risky hero. So I think it's just, you don't see the hero as often as usual because I think in 5 position, it's a lot easier to play and it's also more forgivable because if you make mistakes, you're a 5 position. But if you do it as a 3 position, there's a lot more downsides to it.
And in terms of build, are you still looking to kind of fit auras into your build as you are the offlane, or do you kind of have to build for yourself when you're playing Marcy
usually build
Core?
for yourself. So I'm curious to see what Toby's approach is, because I think most of the times this tournament, he's been building for the team. So we shall see. I bet there's usually not too much variety of the Marcy builds. I think the only variety sometimes we've seen like an Armlet or something there, or like the old school Battle Fury. Sometimes that won't happen, obviously, but it's usually just your phase, couple stat items, get your BKB bracers or BKB basher.
Okay. So I guess in that case, when you look at the lineup of Liga, there's not really going to be any of these heroes buying any sort of auras, right? Or who could?
Maybe Panto. Maybe you'll see the Enchantress start getting some potentially. But yeah, could be potentially low auras, or maybe Toby does just actually do it. I mean, yeah, we'll have to see what his approach is going to be. Because he does have an SF, so that is the hard carry, but maybe wanting that secondary one.
And overall, do you like IG's option of resting on the Medusa for Fly this game as the carry?
It's his, for me, it's his best hero right now.
Okay.
He's kind of been struggling a decent amount with a lot of these other ones. This one's pretty tanky, can work well versus like SF because you don't worry about the minus armor with your mana shield and everything, but definitely can fall into risks of being fragile and getting gone on in the early game versus the way that Liga's been playing.
Chrysalis on this bottom lane playing very aggressively here with the Razors. Getting a lot of them lined up on the 2 of them.
These lanes should be pretty good here for the side of Liga. Bottom, definitely not the easiest one for Zeal. We see him only having 7 last hits right now. And they made this choice. You know, they decided to have this Alk Timber lane, which is, as Fear said, pretty underwhelming.
It's not putting any pressure onto Chrysalis right now. And now Baboka, it's probably pretty dead. He's definitely pretty dead. First blood for Chrysalis in a lane that he's already getting complete free farm.
Okay, he's got stick.
This is as good of a start as you could hope for if you're Chrysalis.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the concept is with the Alchemist. I think it literally just is throw Berserk Potion on the Dusa. I mean, it just doesn't seem like it has too many other merits. I'm really, curious to see why they really wanted to flex it so much.
Now, this is bottom lane keeps going as it is. I feel like it's going to get pretty close to the point where Chrysalis can maybe even just sort of handle these 2 melee heroes solo.
I think he can already.
Yeah.
I think they can start moving the Eng through the portal soon, and they can start ganking the Dusa because they have a strong tri lane, and they actually have a double wave pushing in, so it could be pretty much perfect time for them to make that move toward top. Toby forcing the lane, and he's actually gone triple bracer. So
no, definitely building for himself there. Yeah, triple bracer into the phase. It's going to. I mean, at this point, coming up to 5 minutes in, he's going to be incredibly strong. They're ready to dive in. As they're able to grab back Fly will drop down the route onto the 2 of them. The mana's gone.
They'll get mid
a couple more punches should bring him down, and indeed Fly's gone. To see if they can get Ollie as well. Blood grenades out. They'll dive away.
It's going to be close to the tick out. One more tap. Okay, 1J actually dies to the tower by accident.
Ollie survives, so a little bit of XP for him. But indeed, at the same time, what do we have going on in the mid?
Emo glyphed. When Xantic was going for a creep, he got a good connection to Cold Snap, and they were able to dive. But Boca got a concoction behind tower, so nice little rotation. But yeah, Fly. Getting bullied again. We saw a similar rotation from last time. Liking to play around this glyph, well, this time it wasn't a glyph, but liking to play around the dive when they have multiple waves.
And Baboka just popping by in the mid, trying to be annoying, throwing out the concoctions onto Xantic. Starting to put the pressure on as the 6-minute power rings are coming up. Top lane, they've got the setup once again. Let's see if Ollie can do enough to keep Fly safe. He can. I'll stand between them, so Toby's not able to continue to dive in for the Medusa. Has to back off. Dive forward. They're bringing Toby low, but they've got the heals out from Panto, so Toby should be fine.
Oh, and he max efficiencies. Look at that backpacking. Backpacks all 3 bracers, gets the extra heal from the Enchantress, and has a salve to boot. So back up to full. So Fly has to be careful how he sticks up here on this Dusa. Very fragile right now. He's not getting much CS. Zeal also struggling. 2 lanes. Definitely not going so well for IG here. The network's not terrible on the Dusa, but does have to be careful every time she steps up here.
Yeah, it's just the fact that overall the Timber is going to really suffer to find a way into this game.
And it's a hard game for the Timber in particular across the board, right? Even when Willow's got levels, there's some high damage that can come out. Earth Spirit is always going to have good damage, and yeah, the SF in particular. Panto.
And he's got the heal off. And he does have the backup of 1J and Toby here, Panto, but the rotation of Emo and the EMP, they've got enough to bring down Panto. So.
But Boca,
I mean,
might be in trouble himself. Nice tornado.
Let's see if he can run away from this. He's going to have one more concoction to throw out, but the Shadow Realm hit. It's actually going to miss. Uphill miss. Is he able to deny to Ancients? He might be able to die to the Ancient. Oh, get the Wisdom Rune. Ooh, no, not going to happen. Zantic makes sure that Baboka doesn't get even that. He'll secure his own Wisdom Rune and be able to secure the kill.
He's like, sorry, one of you supports. I'm taking this one away, but well worth it. It's Zantic. Good rotation. Nice try from Baboka. Emo's having a good time. That is the one saving grace for IG at the moment. He is top of that net worth, level 7, almost level 8.
Rotation time for Chrysalis, ready to get it under the tower.
They have a ward right. They both have wards right on top of each other, so you will see it this time.
Yeah, they'll know. They'll just settle for the pressure onto the tier 1 here with this SF rotation. Try and take the tower off the map nice and early.
Does he go back through the portal right afterwards on Christos so he doesn't give the Zeal the lane? Might be the case, but they're actually moving up a little bit more up here. IG. Emo's coming in.
He's going to try with a setup here to the side. Zeal. Toby's able to jump away in time.
They brought everyone.
They'll leave 1J to die here.
Yeah, they're only going to get that Willow. But Emo does get the last hit at the least. Lot committed to be able to hold on to this tower, but they will, and they can maybe go for the deny if they want to as well. It's at 100 HP. And they're making a heads-up move. They're actually making...
Well, this could be a nice catch, yeah, if they can... Chrysalis... the rest of the team actually not there in time, really, to do anything immediately. And now Chrysalis, he's probably going to have been spooked a little bit, so might not stick around the tier 1 and leave himself vulnerable to this sort of rotation.
Some good awareness from Chrysalis in these last few days. Seems like he's always dancing around these type of ganks. Now he's going to walk back into Emo, though. But there's a sentry down.
I've got the cold snap, then interrupt the Requiem. And indeed the cold snap in a concoction causing a lot of issues for him. As Chrysalis gets taken out, Liga going to see if they can find anything in return. And Zantic, he'll focus towards Ollie first. Ollie, he'll even tank the Magnetize as well that Zantic throws down. So they get something in return, but yeah, there's the Magnetize drop for it.
Yeah, he did not need to use that. Probably, maybe he was hoping the other people would walk in so he could spread it, but oh well, ends up using it there. Chrysalis was dancing around it, but wasn't able to get that Requiem off. Does get caught under the Ghost Walk. Emo, a much different game than he's having this time around.
Definitely a much more stronger start from IG on this game too, and getting a bit more done, putting the pressure onto this bottom lane.
Toby did queue up, by the way, so it as expected.
Yeah, it's build for yourself.
Standard. Yeah, I mean, I don't. This is like one of the few off-laters. I feel like if you don't build for yourself, it's really awkward. Zeal, trying to get the push here with Emo. Not quite level 6 on the Willow, so no fear, no Bedlam to push them off of it. And Zantic without the Magnetize also. If you had Magnetize, maybe they look to defend that down there, but IG capitalizing nicely. Glyph comes a little late, but it doesn't matter. It gets reset anyway, but won't hold on to that tower any longer. Emo continue to be very active. And Fly overall, with this hero compared to a Drow, he didn't die 3 times like he did on the Drow, but this hero in particular does just have a much better time just backing up, going to jungle, get that farm going. And oh, I'm so happy to see this, Owen. No longer do we have the mana boot Medusa. Good old Treads, they're back. Makes me happy.
Yeah, if we're not seeing that here, we're probably not going to ever see it on any other carries in this batch, right?
I've seen the Razors all buying Treads as well too, so...
Back to normal.
Gone are the days. Good. Stop getting my Arcane Boots nerfed, stupid core players. Right. 1J. Trying to hang on to the tower here, soaking XP, trying to get that 6. And Zantic does have Magnetize available if they want to look to try to fight around mid.
And Chrysalis is ready.
Zantic. Not going to be able to go.
Yeah, IG no. They're not going to stick around. They're not going to try and over-push it.
Nope. And Zeal's game has recovered massively, just with these couple moves. Going to be able to queue up that pipe, get the farm going for himself too. So even though the lane was really rough for the Timber and he's still pretty low on that net worth, similar to the Marcy. So all in all, early game, pretty decent here for IG.
I guess now for Liga, what would you imagine is the game plan? I mean, do they themselves need to be looking for action, or can they afford to just sort of hold the game at this state, just continue to have Crystallis farm up and feel confident in the scaling, or will they eventually run into issues against the Medusa? Over in the mid, we'll see. And get the takedown on between the two of them. Jump forward as well. They will get the pick off on Emo.
And that's your answer right there. They do want to play active.
You think so? Yeah, you don't want to sit back against this fly Medusa.
Nah, you don't have to. You have a great lineup to be able to pressure. You also scale very hard, but you have options of pressuring with Marcia or Spirit. Panto. Hey, burst. Good gank from Mr. Boboka. I think whenever you have Earth Spirit, it's like, yeah, just play active. So Crystallis is able to get nice free farm on the side of everything there. And that should be the Blade Mail almost done. 1 or 2 more CS. How's Emo doing? I think that is his Mage Slayer done. So yeah, they'll definitely have timings of these, like, oh, actually, they switched the build. Oh my. I saw the pipe was being built on Zeal, but he's actually decided against going for it first. See if that ends up hurting. Maybe because the Mage Slayer is built up by Emo, he wants to be a little more greedy.
Zantic, not going to get the connection.
Toby. Gets himself out.
That's a good escape here. They're going to still try and see if they can get the concoction in range, but they cannot. So Toby should be able to sneak away.
Good awareness from him.
Closing in on that BKB, just a recipe away.
Pretty farmed. Pretty solid game so far again from Toby. His triple bracer build is cool too, the way he's health.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
What?
What?
I won't lie.
Health? What does it?
What does that
that's
mean?
A bit ominous.
I mean, he seems to be fine.
Yeah, okay.
I was checking his camera too.
Yeah, yeah.
He's coughing.
He's good. He's good. Very good.
Push getting together, grouped up as a team. Zantic has a TP at the ready if he'd like to make his way up top. Zeal is not there either. So fight does kick off. Liga could have the numbers.
Getting the free trade here, mid. Tower's gone.
Yeah, Zantic decides not to. They're all too set up.
Yeah, not into kind of all these ultimates of the Supernova. It's a bit risky right now for Liga.
Stonegaze just got put a point in now too, so for Fly. Can they steal the Wisdom? Might be a big fight around here.
Yeah, this one Liga will look to try and hold.
Oh, yeah.
So 1J's heading in with the Shadow round. They get the Bramble connection on towards Fly. There's the World Forward from Azantic. Look at the fight going, but Boca gets torn apart in the front line. Supernova's dropped down. Azantic trying to get away from this, but he's caught by the cold snap. Can he get out in time? He cannot. The Supernova catches him, but the Glimmer Cape's there. Azantic will survive, and now he's ready to turn, keep the Magnetize going on towards Fly. Actually rolls back in. He'll die to the Snake for that, but at the least, the rest of the team will kill off the carry, take the Medusa out.
But Boca somehow got the Wisdom in the midst of all of it, though. But either way, Liga come out with that fight win. They do end up finding that Dusa as well. Fly cannot retreat. I can't believe he actually got it. He got the concoction stun.
A very close start to this game.
And look at him run. He rushes to the next one. Very nice.
8-8. 1K lead right now for Liga.
Very close.
And Crystallis just that bit ahead in farm. He's had some pretty good games on his SF. And
he has been a menace. Zeal.
He's trying to come in from the side, Zeal.
A lot of damage, Zeal.
They're not really respecting how much Crystallis does to him as he just gets completely destroyed by this SF.
He still had the aura from the last fight, so he actually has 3 stacks now. That extra minus armor definitely coming into play. Zeal did not anticipate taking that much. Whoopsie.
And Panto. He's going to try and tease around with Baboka, but the Chemical Rage is out. Still got the 2 of them here, but Baboka, he also has backup. And Zantic was showing the wave, but at this point, it's kind of a tough one to go for unless they do have the ultimates to try and take him in a team fight.
He only dies if he gets caught from Cold Snap and like a stun from the Alk. It's very difficult to kill Zantic. In most situations, he should be able to reset, roll out. That last one, he kind of gave his life. And that was him actually getting caught under the Phoenix Egg, too. He ended up afterwards giving that life. Now they're going to have the Vessel finished up. Pretty decent timing also for 1J. Very strong item. Not versus the Deuce in particular, but overall in the game. I think this item is going to be on the rise with all the buffs it's been given. Ollie.
And 1J was trying for the setup there, but held back on the Terrorize. Didn't feel he could get the angle to push him back into further brambles, and I guess didn't quite have the backup ready to go for the kill. Bottom lane, though, backup is certainly there. Toby and Azantic jump in, take down Baboka very easily.
That's the BKB. So now Egg, got to be careful with it, Ollie. You had to be careful already versus the Marcy with it, but now with BKB, she can kind of just full commit onto it in almost every single one of the fights. And this Glimmer is definitely going to be annoying if they have to make sure they have some type of dust and coverage for it too. Which they do. And is Azantic going the BKB? I thought he might this game, since he's playing versus the Invoker and the Phoenix and the Timber before going for that Shivas. So he might do so.
I think because, yeah, he's got the Ogre Club, but you're right, he's got both queued up.
I think the BKB is very valuable. Whenever you're playing versus Invoker, it's super valuable. Even to get it relatively early.
And particularly so just in a game where they don't have someone building like a pipe or something.
Yes.
So you got to have something to protect yourself. At the moment, it's just the Glimmer.
Toby?
He's going to try and commit in with the BKB to chase down Baboka and see if they can get him again. They can't. 1J comes in for the sub. He's on the cliff. Okay. Uh-oh. He's going to get put up there.
But Azantic,
and he's still going to get blocked off. He's backing away. Azantic should be able to survive. He gets away from this. The Terrorize comes down, catches onto Zeal. Fly. He'll TP off the cliff. Has to bail out of this. Zeal gets left behind.
What a play.
Another fight indeed. What was that? Just getting kicked up there by Azantic.
Got booted.
Very quick moves from him as well. And instantly, as he sees that opportunity, it's just BAM! Pushes Fly up on the high ground.
That was very heads up. Zeal is super fragile. And he's went for the Kaya build. Now he's going back for the Cloak and Pipe, but it's not even the magic damage that's being the problem for this Timber. It's the physical. It's just getting clapped even by Marcy. Ollie?
Looking at Ollie in the mid. Emo is there by his side. They want to see if they can go for Panto. It's going to be a bit annoying here with the Glimmer and the heals potential coming out. Toby's in with the jump onto the three of them straight away. Zanny rolls forward, drops the full combo. Emo and Baboka are dead. 1J will try and dive away, but they'll be in on top of him. And Ollie, he's actually the one to fall here as the cleanup occurs. They get the three of them, and the IG were just not ready for that whatsoever.
Toby. 3 man, you don't see that.
Yeah, just straight in. Beautiful angle.
3-man rebound into everything from the Earth Spirit. That's not even magnetized. He doesn't have it, of course, but decimating. Now maybe he can go greedy for the Veil if he wants to on the Earth Spirit because of after that fight, but we'll see.
I mean, these are rough fights, and these last few moments really setting Zeal back behind everyone else in this Timber. So sure, he had a rough start, but was beginning to climb his way back in. But these last few plays where he's just getting completely annihilated, it's going to be tough for him to survive in these fights.
And Emo too, right? Like, he has to be careful of positioning in particular. If they get on top of him, very likely just dead. So you see the itemization. Emo's gone for a 4-staff. So trying to ensure that he can actually help his positioning a little bit. Liga considering going for the Roche, but it's going to shift toward bottom. So maybe wanting to wait for that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Just checking as well to see if there's any sort of fight that occurs around this area before the movement at 20 minutes.
Fly start farm still is good. He's got the Eagle Song, so he's gonna be getting closer and closer toward that.
They feel they can do it in 15 seconds. We'll see if they're right. I don't know if they're right.
I think they get it.
Are they right?
I think they do.
Yeah? Are you sure? I'm not so sure. I don't think they do. It's fine. They'll be able to follow it and get it anyway. But Roshan...
Oh!
Okay, I guess that attack slow meant that he was sort of stuck in the attack animation that extra few seconds, and they do it. All right, there we go. The old untouchable helping out in that sense.
Yep.
They got it. Roshan's there. Aegis as Crystallises. They can continue to rule the map here, Liga.
As they have been. And I'm waiting to see what Toby queues up. Waiting to see if it's just going to be standard Basher. He's going to give us something weird, like a Diffu. I was trying to think if he could do something like that since he's versed Dusa. But I think maybe he just goes to standard. It's just too good to be able to bash, lock down a target. Maybe a Blink if he wants easier form of initiation. Speaking of Blink, Baboka, after buying his Shard, he is going to be going back for that because their initiation on the side of IG is quite lackluster. And that's the BKB for Azantic. So 2 BKBs finished up on them. Sorry, 3 BKBs finished up on them. Apologies. All 3 cores at the ready to fight.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
There we go with the push down bottom. Got the tier 1, they can go for the tier 2. Wisdom Rune's already been secured by Ollie.
IG's teamfight is quite reliant around those spells. I mean, these BKBs are going to be, like, around the Invoker spells in particular, so these BKBs are going to be very problematic for this next upcoming fight.
I can steal a quick and easy Tormentor. Shard secured for 1J. IG at this moment, not really looking fit to turn up and try and defend as a team, especially against the Aegis of Crystalis.
They're not really getting too much out of the map. I'm seeing, honestly, all 5 heroes on the side of Liga are getting farm. Alk Phoenix aren't getting farm, Invoker's not getting too much, and neither Zeal. It's really mostly just Fly getting much of anything on the map for now.
I mean, what's the prospects of this Medusa being able to 1v5?
Not at this deficit. Maybe if they get a big team fight with to like explode her into a next item, but not now. Still waiting to see if Toby which one he does queue up. He's holding on to 3,300. I mean, if he sees the butterfly, he might just go MKB, right?
Yeah, that's true, yeah. So you're thinking MKB or Basher? Or?
MKB Basher or some crazy Diffusal or Blink or something, but the likely one is maybe just the standard Basher. We'll see. Another tower to fall. They're just getting anything they want. Emo's getting some farm over here, but in a dangerous position.
I'm going to try and tease around with Toby here. Just a little bit of a poke and a TP out.
Just being annoying.
Can these two do this? I was going to say, these two alone, I don't know if they can do that.
You need a third.
They need a third. There we go. The Crystalis, easy peasy.
And Panto does get it too. And Panto will also, like I said, they're all scaling. So these supports as well starting to get that good farm. Butterfly finished. Veil done for the Earth Spirit. And he hits 15 too, so big increase of damage for Inzantic. Veil plus the 30% magnetized damage.
What's he gonna buy, Toby? Is there any need or benefit for just going for like a nullifier rush? No, he goes MKB. Yeah, you're right. Sees the butterfly.
Yep,
you're right.
I figured he was just waiting to see if he does go for the rush. So yeah, cool. Very smart. Honestly, like I said, Toby's been on the rise for me.
Yeah, perfect game. What, 5-0-6 so far?
Yeah. 3-man. I barely ever see a 3-man rebound. So deep ward that was placed earlier too from the side of Liga. It's scouting a lot. It's soft Fly making his way toward the Ancient Zeal as well. They have full information that they're just playing split and farming. But Boka's been down here for quite some time.
Yeah, Toby knows. He was seeing if he could maybe get a surprise catch on him with that rebound, but Boka hiding deep in the trees.
Saw that acid spray on the wave.
Definitely slipping into sort of a similar state as game 1 where IG didn't have a bad start, but I haven't really been able to do much with it, and that's just kind of allowing Liga to really play the game as they wish and progress in a way that IG just aren't able to match.
Yeah, now they've got these, double scaling cores. Well, double scaling cores and supports that are starting to scale, so the Medusa on her own just doesn't feel like it's going to be enough with the way that the game is just scaling more and more for them. And the way they're controlling the map, like they're getting so much more farm. The only one he's getting, like I said, it's just Fly and Baboka getting farm. Emo's being sneaky, getting some farm, but he has been able to finish off a BKB. Could help a lot for that next fight. And Aegis is going to get reclaimed, so this is probably go time, I would say, for IG. Can definitely be risky, but
they've got to do something.
Got to do something, it feels like.
They can't sit back like this, Yeah, Fly, this farm's good, but not quite enough to be able to carry 1v5 at this pace.
No.
Of how much the cause of Liga are getting.
MKB's done for Toby. It's going to be a big problem.
And next thing you know, Crystalis will probably be having his complete.
Pretty fast, yeah. It's going to be coming up. See if they can smoke and force a fight. And get that good fight opportunity. It's still not an easy fight, obviously, by any means, but this might be one of their best options if they can fight nicely around a ward. They just have lackluster initiation. There's no blink on Baboka. He went Glimmer.
Well, smoke coming to an end.
Still is.
Not able to find the vision for the throw in time. And Crystalis, he's out there. Doesn't even need to pop a BKB or anything.
The attempted Glimmer initiation. Almost get the catch on time. They were starting to split up. A smoke now, Liga also feeling their power.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Incredibly strong right now. Any sort of lead in they get, IG's going to struggle unless they get some sort of perfect stone gaze on top of a supernova.
They have so much damage.
And here we have it, straight in onto Zeal. He's going to get held back, and he's taken down immediately. And now with the silence on towards Ollie, they can roll in towards him. Bit of safety here with the Yules. They're coming from the side. Ollie will be able to get the dive off into the egg, but Toby's in on top of him. A couple more punches. Takes Supernova down. Flyfly's doing a lot of damage. Will be able to bring Toby down. Now they turn over towards Crystalis, but Flyfly's out of mana. Triple kill for Flyfly, but he does die at the end of it all. Zeal, he bought back for this. He's going to try and see if they can continue to find anything more on the chase down. And the Tornado over towards Zantic. Lovely angle there from Emo. Able to come in and cancel the TP out. Have to use the buyback on Zeal, but IG, not a bad punch back at all. Sure, Flyfly dies. He picks up a triple kill, and overall, they do take the advantage in terms of numbers in that team fight.
And look at his net worth. A huge surge. He got the stone gaze. They all ran to go hit that egg, and he just positioned himself perfectly.
He does a lot of damage.
Get them all stoned.
Yeah,
so, yeah, he
butterfly in the crit.
Very nice. Time when they needed it the most, it felt like.
Yeah, we'll check it out again. I mean, the way it started, you know, Zeal, he dies so quickly. But other than that, this does at least give time for the rest of IG to set up for the fight. And Flyfly to get into a good position to do the damage. And little things like this as well. Ollie being able to survive just that little bit longer to get the egg off to the side. Sure, it gets killed off, but it's that distraction that allows Flyfly to go to work.
I was wondering what got Flyfly out of the fear. It was the Berserk potion from Baboka, because he was getting feared away from everyone. He gets potioned, and then he's actually facing them. So, okay, that was actually really cool. Because I'm like, what stopped this fear? But yeah, it's that potion, that dispel that comes from it. Neat. Very neat. On top of giving that extra attack speed, too.
Now, I would imagine after that fight going down as it did, next time round, Liga, they're definitely going to be a bit more aware of how much effort they have to put onto the Medusa, just not allowing Flyfly to get the chance to hit freely as he did that last fight.
And Crystalis didn't have the MKB last fight. If he had it, a couple of those misses that were coming up maybe would have been the difference for him to kill the Medusa first. Now they'll have it finished. But yeah, definitely have to give a little bit more respect to that Stone Gaze Egg combo that can't come out. And the Berserk Potion, I guess. I don't know. That was kind of a random one, but very cool little interaction. And 20 has been hit, so a big damage boost that will be coming out. MKB plus the damage per soul is online.
They're looking for Roshan. It's back up.
This might catch him off guard. They kill this pretty quick.
Yeah, with Flyfly's damage, they really do. This should be a nice and free one here for IG. Gonna get the Roche, get the Sages. And I imagine Flyfly, yeah, he'll grab that. A great little pickup there.
But it was from the other team. Apologies about that. Liga was the ones that killed it, so. So yeah, big. I mean, that's gonna almost be a Scotty too. Flyfly, top of net worth.
And they're gonna go straight for a smoke off the back of that. They do sort of split up across the map though, IG, so maybe not looking to fight immediately. At least maybe wait for Flyfly to get his next item done. Very close to having the Skadi. And the progression continues to go very well for the Medusa.
Skadi and almost 20 talent too, right? So the Stone Gaze duration one, usually the one we see a lot of people take, can be super valuable. If he can actually get them caught inside of it, the damage is no joke from the Amplify. Impressive. I mean, like I said, exactly when it felt like they needed to have that fight go decent. Yeah, getting those kills on the most important heroes. Jumps her up. Damage continues to grow though. Crystalis MKB done, as we said, 20 talent, but then also now a small crit, so he's continuing to accelerate on him. Toby almost, actually not actually almost having the nullifier, but showing what next item we'll be going for. And probably will be able to prevent something like that Yules, because that was really important for Ollie to get that egg in the last fight since he had it. Yeah, it's almost online.
He's gonna have it.
Yep.
So again, continue to get back on track with hitting these timings, IG, as a team. And closing that advantage that Liga has. The next move, at least with these moments of the Aegis, could be pretty huge for IG if they get something good.
I mean, Flyfly is quite formidable now at this point. Giving him an Ags as well, too. He's going to be very tanky. Definitely proves to be problematic for Liga to just full focus fire him. This game is feeling pretty nice and even. He's actually looking like he's going to give it to Zeal. Okay. I mean, Zeal has really been struggling.
Actually gets him back in the game, you know.
Yep, but the one thing that goes, you're mentioning is the nullifier is being built up on Toby, so they will have an answer for that reactive armor at some points. They don't have a EULS. Yeah, they don't have a EULS for the initial dispel yet. But yeah, when the nullifier comes out, they'll have the answer for that. But I guess prioritizing just making sure that Zeal can actually play the game, because he has literally not been able to do too much in these fights.
IG, they'll want to try and force some action out here with the last 2 minutes of Aegis. They'll go for the tier 2 bottom. Liga not showing any signs of wanting to do anything about this one. The question is of how much IG want to try and push on forward. Emo, he's got the setup behind the tower, looking towards 1J. Shut the meatball down as well. 1J should die to the AoE. Indeed he will. Burn out. Ollie able to secure the kill with the Sunray.
I think this is a time to force for 2 minutes.
I think so, you're strong.
I think Liga wants to maybe avoid a little bit until that Aegis does code down, so let's see what IG is able to do and get with this.
Flyfly definitely at a point where he can stand on the high ground. Hit the tower, see what happens. And put the fortification.
It's Antic, Arcane Rune at the ready, Shiva's ready also.
They want to get as much as they can here, but Boka's ready to step up with the concoction, throws it down over towards the Enchantress.
It's Antic. Flyfly, gonna take a decent chunk of damage unless it's glimmered. Alright. Willow respawning. Aegis, 1 minute 30 seconds. Flyfly still holding onto this high ground. They're gonna go in.
They're trying to enter him from the side. They get the setup on Zeal, but straight away the BKB comes out from Zeal as well as the active turn with Toby. Toby with his own BKB has to be careful how he enters into this fight. He's already been burst very, very low. Zeal's going to just continue to stay on top of the two and then throws out the chakram, but Toby's got the control, gets him under the tier 2 tower. The timber change there off the side. Another chakram flies back, cuts through 1J. Zeal is trying to escape, but Zantic will swing across, roll over, get in and finish him off as Zeal falls.
Can they get the Earth Spirit out? Can they disengage? Looks like they can't Panto. It's the Glimmer. Can't get in range. Bit of a split fight there. Zantic ends up forcing a lot out of the side of IG. They actually have to egg and pop the BKB on Emo to stop the spreading of this Magnetize. And Chrysalis is actually able to reset himself out. So Zeal going a little bit deep there. But a great play from Zantic to split everything off.
He held that fight together, not only just pushing them away, but also making the correct call to kind of separate from that and just go and help them actually finish the kill on Zeal.
Yeah, he's super durable on this Earth Spirit, so he can like literally just, he literally jumped into 3 heroes when he was able to BKB reset his positioning. That's that Aegis timing. So Liga definitely can fight when there's no Aegis, and there is 40 seconds. Do remember, Zeal did buy back earlier, so he's getting that long respawn out of the way. I'll look to take advantage of that. BKB up in 20 on the SF.
Oh,
they found Ollie.
They have to caught him out and by some safety with the EULS, but no chance to dive away. Ollie's out for 50.
Big kill. Toby, if he would like to, he pretty much has the Nullifier, or he can switch to the Basher, depending on which one he deems better. I think the Nullifier is pretty valuable versus these EULS and versus the Reactive, but we'll see which he prioritizes. Chrysalis, Daedalus online. Are they looking to steal Tormentor? Does look like it.
Oh, they could do it very easily here with the Marcy and the SF, so... And that Daedalus, a hell of a lot of damage now from Chrysalis. Shard for Toby.
Stus is getting really big. I mean, he also, Flyfly has got a Daedalus and is holding on to a Greater Healing Lotus. Can always make a big difference on a hero like Dusa. Making their way outside. And Toby did go Basher. So yeah, not gonna be going for that Nullifier, feeling like this is more valuable. He could just full 100, like, lock down like the Deuce and stuff like that, so I can get why he wants this. Even versus Zeal. Sure, he's got reactive, but they might even have enough damage to pierce through it, potentially. Emo.
Oh, opening onto its anti-buff to the side, but Boka's actually the one to get caught first by the movements of Liga into the triangle.
Dead in a second.
IG have to pull back and wait until they've got everyone back up before they look to try and take another fight, when obviously the next key timing is going to be that Roshan.
Probably the next biggest one, yeah. Both teams definitely want to try to get this Aegis. Liga getting up to that 7k gold lead again.
Closing in on the next round of big items at Zantic, just a few hundred off from having the Aghanims.
That allow him to every time just go in, reset positioning out, go back in afterwards. Or even get some type of crazy, you know, like put someone out of position. It could be potential. A lot of different things you can always do with the Zags. 18 hit for Toby, has queued back up that nullifier, so they are chilling back, getting a little bit more farm here in this downtime.
Yeah, I mean, because what, imagining, they do now have the blink on. Flyfly was going to say if he gets booted out of the fight, so we'll have a way to maybe get back in.
Yep, just has to, of course, remember, you know, absorbing damage with Mana Shield disables your blink, so. Does want a positioning item, though, to be able to get into the front and maybe protect the Ag as well.
And 1J, he'll get caught out for this, was trying to split on the top. Honestly, the TP is not going to get him out in time. It will not. The damage, just far too much from Emo's combo.
A couple times now, Emo's been able to find this Dark Willow.
And they want to try and get some pressure going on this top lane by the looks of it, IG.
5v4. They get the ward behind themselves as well, set up potentially for that Roche that's going to be spawning soon. Let's see what tier 4s they're able to get to.
Trying to pull him back with the EMP, but
nice
Hurricane Pike at the ready. Panto sits back, but does mean that IG will manage to finish the tier 2.
And Roche, it's back up in 45 seconds. This is probably the biggest clash that we'll see for this game around that Roshan. Stormcrafter will be the choice. A great mana regen. Good movement speed, so more mobility here for Flyfly as well. And Liga might just have to clear this wave and smoke immediately because they don't know when this Roche is going to be up. They have to be able to contest if it is happening. And yeah, they'll do exactly that, the smoke. They're going to look for a long wrap potentially. They have the Centaur Courser actually in that pit to scout, so they did see 4 heroes.
A smoke up from IG now, because they're going to know in turn that Liga's going to try and make this quick play towards them.
Oh, this could be massive. I mean, the positioning from IG, it's good. The Egg, the Stone Gaze combo could be massive.
Certainly the biggest threat for Liga. Zeal. He's going to go for 1J first. 1J's into the Shadow Realm. Immediate BKB from Emo. Toby's just straight onto Emo. Emo's going to get forced away. He's going to live. Gets onto the Ghost Walk. He's able to escape out to the side of the fight. Atlantic rolls forward. He's trying to finish off Emo. We'll find him with the Stone Drop. Drops down another, but it's not enough to kill Emo. The Supernova's there. Now Flyfly off the side is chasing out Crystallis, who has the BKB and Requiem to push him back. Atlantic gets finished off by a Sunstrike from Emo. As that whole fight there, Emo just able to survive throughout it all.
The Vindicator's axe, the armor he gets while stunned, made him tanky enough, 20 extra armor. Glimmer, of course, at the end to reset, but beautiful fight. Nice try from Atlantic to kick that Vusa out, but they got 2 split. Another great fight, IG. Making it happen.
They're certainly making it come together this time round. Things around Flyfly's Medusa. It's looking pretty fantastic. And yes, just sort of the catch-up that Emo has been able to make happen, definitely meaning that this game does now indeed sit slightly advantageous for IG.
Absolutely. I mean, Emo has gotten a lot of good spell catches, especially onto 1J, but just I cannot believe that he survives there. Every small thing coming into play. Liga. Starting to have difficulties just focus firing. Starting to have difficulties just catching that one target and bursting it. I think I've seen Toby switch his items like 15 times. I mean, Nullifier could definitely still have its merits, but they're going to want to go for multiple halberds. Looks like to be the choice to try to disarm and deal with Flyfly. Kind of old school answer for the Dusa.
Very necessary though, with just how much damage he's getting done in these fights.
Not even 25 yet on the Dusa too, so it's just going to ramp up.
And pushing on forwards. See how much IG want to try and pressure here with the 4 minutes on the Aegis.
I think it's now, after Flyfly just got booted, I think you go, if I push high ground, I might get kicked into tier 4s. So maybe they do end up giving a bit more respect to just go straight for high ground, even with Aegis. But
at the same time, I thought there's a high chance that if Flyfly gets booted into the high ground of Liga, he might just end up killing them.
That could definitely be possible.
You got to be careful where you kick this Medusa.
Very true. Yeah, we'll have to see when Santic ends up playing the fight. Double catapult wave is coming in, IG. Still not going to force it fully. But they've got all the lanes pushing in. They've got Liga inside the base, so they're preventing any extra farm to come out. And yeah, there it is, Toby. Does go for that halberd. prioritizing the defensive capabilities rather than aggression of Nullifier.
Whatever they can to just try and shut down this Medusa's impact in the team fight.
But Boca's almost got the other Ags now, too. So pretty much what? I mean, they have the Dusa Ags. They've got that Timber.
Well, the Hex on Ollie as well. So things really falling into place for IG. They kept their cool this game. And
level 18 also on Ollie, so max Ag.
So they could chase down Baboka here.
A lot of damage.
A lot of damage. Oh, not enough.
0 crits. That's kind of unlucky, I feel like, for Chrysalis, but wrap around now.
Yeah, IG's coming in from the side. And once again, they're going to get 1J in the Tornado EMP combo. He'll force out at the side, but he's out.
Get in again.
And Ems might even be able to play around with Panto on top of this. The Ice Wall comes in from Emo. They're going to be able to cut down both supports on the retreat.
Getting beautiful catches. I mean, they caught them off guard there. Crystal's trying to go for a play onto the Timber, and they're able to just wrap around behind him with the amp damage Dusa. 6,000 gold on Fly.
Still a solid opportunity to see what happens when they approach the high ground. Wisdom's going to be taken. Crystal's able to hit the 25.
There's the kick.
And indeed, it's going to be deep under the
nice
tier 4s. Fly's able to put the Stone Gaze. The BKB's out, but with the Stone Gaze already there, they have to be careful how they turn towards Fly. He's just able to walk all the way back to the safety of his teammates. And that's the problem. Even when you get these deep kicks in onto the Medusa, Fly's just at a point where it's not easy to kill him.
Perfect tornado. It stops the Requiem. If the Requiem comes out, then there's potentially no Stone Gaze, and they push him even further toward the base. So great spell cast there from Emo. And that was what? Both BKBs, right? That was Toby as well as Crystallis with the BKBs. Started to look pretty hard for them in that fight.
And now next time round, even if they do kick Fly in, he's now also got his own BKB. Yeah. So.
Oh, cool. Okay. I was wondering if he was going to go for this, just so he can prevent from getting that, fear and pushback and everything on top too. Feeling the strength. They still have a minute left on the Aegis.
Who wants to jump in first on Liga? Do they want to jump in at all? It's such a hard target to stop pushing in.
Maybe
Medusa.
It's like, I think like, yeah, be careful. Like when the Aegis is maybe starting to tick out, that's when Azantic might go for an Enchant Remnant kickback next time. I think IG is definitely expecting stuff like that, though. They will back away.
Yeah, they're not going to let themselves get caught out by that sort of play. Playing it sensible here, IG. They know that they've got this comfortable lead with how huge Fly is.
Just getting that injection of gold, of course, earlier from Baboka after having it. Blink. Okay. I mean, positioning, Crystallis is trying to get into a better spot for it. He does have 25 now on Crystallis also. So a lot more damage he's also obtained. How's Azantic's level? Still 22. So not quite that 25. But they're going to smoke. Aegis is gone.
Okay. And Crystallis, yeah, fighting with a lot of effective gold out of the game because, yeah, Blink, he's trying to make the Swift Blink happen. And, 4,400 gold on the sidelines, Blink and the Swift Blink recipe in the bag.
Good positioning from IG here.
Who's going to surprise who? Baboka. Smoke dispelled.
Wards placed immediately.
They know where they are now. Dive forward straight away. Fly's going to look to get in position. Pots the BKB. He's going to tear apart the two supports immediately to take out Toby and Zantic. He'll be able to stone himself and kick out to the side. Thrall as well. Nice attempt with the Sunstrike, but Zantic will live. Panto, actually was Toby, not sorry, the two supports. I mean, he just died so quick on this offlane Marcy. Looked like one.
The buff-ups, Berserk Potion, Alacrity, Fly hits hard.
Yeah, this Medusa is just too much right now. Liga seemingly not able to do much at all about this Medusa. Fly absolutely massive and into their base.
And the way that they initiate the fight is super cool, right? The double hexes that come out, Toby just gets 100 to 0.
Yeah, Fly just into the middle of all of them.
Yeah, and Zantic almost died instantly too. The amount of damage she was able to deal. And not even 25 yet. Rapier soon on the horizon. Seems like they've done it.
Got to get some sort of crazy kick back into Requiem Fear, pushing Fly into the fountain, it feels at this point.
Oh, yeah. 40 seconds. No Enchantress. Final Rex.
And just the three of them. And defense very hard to put together. They need the full 5-man, and even then, It's not easy. Chrysalis has thrown out Requiem's, trying to push them back momentarily, but Flyfly steps back. If they dive, they've got the Hex in onto Chrysalis. We get forced out to the side. Supernova's there as well, but Azantic, he's caught by the second Hex underneath the egg. He's gone. He has buyback. Will use it immediately. Flyfly nearly killing off Chrysalis. Chrysalis will be able to get far enough away. Zantic tries to see if he can get the connection for the pushback on Flyfly, but he cannot reach in. Toby commits him with the BKB, but the Stone Gaze is out from Flyfly. Zantic's rolled past the rest of the team, so he gets caught on the back lines. He's out for good, as that's the dieback from him. They're going to push on over towards the fountain, jump into the base from Toby. Will keep him alive, but they're 3 versus 5 hit. Liga, have they got anything left in the tank to try and push them back? The Mega Creeps are out against them. IG onto the tier 4s. They're going to have to make their final jump soon, Liga, if they want to try and hold on in this game. The tier 4s are gone. Chrysalis, he's in with the BKB. He'll turn towards Flyfly, but he's just getting destroyed by the damage of this Medusa. He'll buy back, but the Ancient's exposed. Flyfly pushes on. Toby tries to jump in on towards Ema, but Ema has the control with a deafening blast. It's GG. Game over. IG take game 2 and push it to a game 3.
Very cool stuff. I did not think that they were going to...
In the hands of Emo.
I mean, we'll have to see. It's one of his specialty classes.
It is.
I think he actually did quite a lot on this Invoker last game. Some, like, I don't know, even the Alacrity buff-ups and stuff, which helped quite a bit versus with this Dusa. This game, they have no Amplify. The Amplify is going to be coming from Goo, right? Maybe they'll build a Solar Crest on the Phoenix, but last game he was getting Alacrity, he was getting Berserk Potioned, and I think Emo did so much work in just messing with the supports and stuff. Like, I don't know how many times I saw 1J get caught off outside the map, get caught in a position where he just gets burst by these Invoker rotations. So I'm hoping that Emo can make this hero look good, because so far it's just not been looking great, but let's see what we do get, because this time Liga, more standard draft, not going for that Marcy, you know, they did last time. Toby had a very solid first 20 minutes, but the latter half of the game kind of just was non-existent. He couldn't do much versus the Stone Gaze. This is a standard, I buy auras, I play some normal game, and I can disengage versus Egg, and I can disengage versus Stone Gaze a little easier, so.
I mean, I think that's kind of the key thing as well when it comes to disengage. Not only have they got good tools to do it on Liga, there's just not a lot on IG to stop them from even regularly just backing off as a team, right? In terms of lockdown, it's a remnant and a stun from the Nyx Assassin. Everything else, you're just freely able to run around and move the team around the team fight as you wish if you're Liga.
Yeah, and overall, like the snap in this game, there's going to be the case of looking at the team fight from IG. Last game, it felt like they had quite a bit that was coming in. Zeal, even once he started getting online. The Phoenix Egg, it's going to be hard to protect. Every time the Shredder comes off, it can get focus fired. So we'll see how that ends up going down too. If they keep people inside of it, and if Flyfly can have that same type of game as last time, because he did own. Honestly, he really got online. Team played around him kind of perfectly as the game got to those later stages.
But yeah, as you say, the setup around him very much different this time round.
Yeah. So we shall see. And I think overall, the big thing for me is just Toby's playing a more. He played really good the first 20 minutes. I do have to say, just it started to fall off pretty hard, just not having that standard offlaner. The auras, all
which
these
was
kind of things.
you know definitely, as you said, not down to his own fault. That was something that as we had discussed at the start by the coach, was a switch around that they felt was necessary in the draft. They had to say, we're going to take this Marcy to the offlane. And yeah, it pretty much did as much as he could do in that game. It was not an easy one for Liga to play out. IG being able to rally around Flyfly's Medusa very successfully. Now looking to do so again here this second time round.
Do you see that all chat, by the way?
We got some banter.
Pretty funny. I don't see Corden in PGL here, but Secret's entire team is here. Old Secret.
That's true. A lot of success on some of these ex-Secret players. This, again, just sort of Liga. Sure, they lost a game here in this series, but Chrysalis looking very good in this lineup. Again, a lineup that kind of got thrown together because the stand-in situation, very last minute.
Yeah, that last game.
You couldn't tell, the way that they've been matching up against other teams in the tournament so far. It's been very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, that last game, I heard Clinton mention it too. It's like the play that ended up happening all around that mid lane. It was when the Roche was kind of spawning, so maybe there is where you're like, okay, so some of these teams with more synergy would have probably called for that more defensive kind of style to get the Roche, play a bit safer and stuff like that. But hey, we like crazy Dota. We like people taking risks. Always makes it for fun. But yeah, one of the rougher games last time for Chrysalis, even though he did have a pretty okay time. Couldn't get Requiem's positioning was hard. Blah, blah, blah. This time he'll be playing OP Luna.
Yeah, Luna's look pretty good.
That's good too. But yeah, I think Luna just has this potential of just beaming people once you get 20, and then gets pretty absurd.
And how does this sort of spirit matchup go in the mid lane versus Void?
Void Spirit usually does pretty good.
You think? You'd say Void Spirits have the edge in that 1v1?
It might be pretty even.
I guess because I feel like it's close, but with the Void Spirit's attack animation is a bit nicer than Earth Spirits, right?
Slightly, yeah. That's the one thing. And I mean, your damage will go up a little bit higher based off all these stats and your universal stuff, so maybe slight edge for the Void Spirit. I haven't seen the matchup too much, so I could be wrong.
No, yeah, we don't see a lot of it, but I think what the stat was we had, 3 picks of it so far and hasn't won a game yet, Void Spirit.
Look at this positioning, too. Teams wanting the first blood.
Yeah, they've been hungry for it today. So many 5-man smokes looking for first blood opportunity.
Zeal, will he fall for it? He knows something's up.
Yeah, he's going to be fine.
Will they still wait for? Nah, they're going to just go to their lanes.
He's going to take the very safe route over there.
3 for 1. It's a sacrifice that happens, right? You're starting to set up for the first blood. They're able to set up for the runes. Nice little positioning from Baboka. And seeing what Baboka's going to do, immediately eats the range creep. He's body blocking the wave as well, so that bottom wave is actually going to be under the tower. So nice little plays. I mean, this man, he's ready to play these greedy position 4 melees. So yeah, directly under the tower. Crystal should be able to secure most of them, especially as Luna. It does make it a bit easier because you have the beam just in case of anything.
And we'll see if, we've had some aggressive Bristle play today.
He missed one. He missed the range creep.
Uh-oh.
Come on, Crystals. It had 2 HP on it, so just misses it. Baboka is going to just go for these wave pulls and stuff. See what Panto can do to stop him. Tusk is actually not terrible at it because you have the shards, and he did go tag team, so we'll be able to at least slow down if it does come to the case. And Baboka just okay. He doesn't even care to pull the whole wave. He's just gonna pull it backwards and then just go eat a creep. Interesting.
I guess what this is just with a preferential way to play because they don't want to take the lane head on at the start of the first level.
Definitely not. Double melee. Bristle and Nyx provides pretty much nothing inside the laning phase unless he's playing with something probably like Visage or something. He's just all about playing his own game, being greedy, mind flaring camps, either going arcane boots or the double nulls that we've seen popularized by a lot of players. But it should be a pretty much free farm lane down here for Crystallis. In mid, yep, slight edge right now for Emo. 4 CS ahead.
And this top lane setup, are they able to put much pressure onto Fly? How easy is the early game for him?
It's a strong lane. I love this lane combo in particular. Pretty much Snapfire plus any melee with a stun always feels nice. And overall, Centaur, he's the thing that I always hear from players that's super obnoxious to play versus him. It's just his high base damage. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit annoying for Fly in terms of just securing some of these last hits early on and the aggression that can come out. Yeah, just 77, right? Medusa 57, so quite a big disparity coming in there.
Bottom lane, they're stepping up in level 2, has been hit, level 3 on Crystallis. They're trying to fight.
A little bit scared of the Zeal.
Yeah, difficult with the coil spray stacking up on the both of them.
I thought they actually would commit there with the ice shards, but decided against it. Baboka, with that, we'll be able to get a side pull off Zeal.
And Panto very much looking for a chance. But, not quite able to grab it there. Baboka and Zeal stepping back far enough to stop Crystallis from being able to run them down.
They'll get both Lotuses? Lotuses? Sure, whatever. And will Crystallis get all these CS? He does not get the Dark Troll Summoner, but he should be able to secure at least the rest of those down there. So yeah, 20 on him. So he's going to have a much better time than that of the Dusa. And Baboka overall, we'll see him just go around looking for camps. He knows that the sentry, they're prepared for him. We'll have that sentry to deward the hard camp. And he will actually also get the high ground ward with the sentry that he got. So very nicely done from Baboka.
Top lane. Going to try and get aggressive onto Fly, see if they have enough burst. Not quite. Zolly holding the both of them back with the Fire Spirits.
At least holding Mango too. Not something you see traditionally on Phoenix because he's playing with the Medusa. So even though Medusa looks low mana, there's these 2 Mangoes that can just come out and turn things a little bit there. So, but they still want to keep applying pressure, of course, here on the side of Liga versus Dusa as much as possible in these first few levels. As she is starting to catch back up in CS. This time Zeal.
So if they've got the damage to take him down this time, if they set up with the shards, it's still a risky one to go for. They can't push too hard for the bristle. It's completely out of mana now, though. It's getting some further mangoes sent out.
Oh, you guys are lucky. You don't have the quill bug that I have. Luna has 50,000 quills stuck all over the place, so it's a good thing that you don't see that. But yeah, Zeal, as long as he keeps himself like above 50% HP or something in this laning phase, he should be able to waltz out in most situations until more levels kick out. I think level 5 might actually make it difficult, and Luna is getting a crazy amount, 33 and 6, literally every single last hit pretty much. In mid, we are seeing Emo get a pretty good advantage actually versus Xantic.
Just going to be a question of what he can do with this sort of lead, how impactful the early rotations will be from Emo.
And what his itemization will be. That's what I'm curious about too. We've seen a lot of Ags Rust, I've seen a couple of Mage Slayers and stuff. So
this time, but they really want Zeal. They're bringing in 1J. And with the cookie,
these quills,
it's a lot of damage being kicked out by him. They got the kill. First blood. Crystallis is also incredibly low as well. Ollie turns up with the TP, dives over, but Boca's able to finish off 1J, and Crystallis is going to try and deny the Ancients. He won't succeed. Ollie, he gets the last hit, so they dive in for him, but they lose all 3 for it.
Look at the damage from Zeal, 1,500 just from the quills. With a cool kind of build. Did you see that he started with this double Fairy Fire build? So just kind of playing to like kind of trick them up a little bit. When they think they've got the kill, he gets an extra burst of quills off.
I mean, it was a very risky move.
Yeah, it was.
Even though they had the 3 of them trying to go for Zeal when he was underneath his tier 1 tower.
That's a massive deal, because look what Baboka's doing. He has a double creep wave that he's pulled with the catapult to bring it to Zeal with these stacks. This bristleback is completely back. We'll be able to get one of those denies on the range creep there, Panto, but that's Zeal. Really good stuff. Almost pretty much level 6 done. After a lane that is very difficult.
Now, unlikely that they'll try and make that move anytime soon again, Liga. Up top at the same time. See the TP come in from Emo. They want to try and make a play for Toby. They've got the haste rune on Emo. Of course, yet to hit the 6, so no Stampede at the ready for Toby. Not really much he could do other than try and waste their time and maybe hope for a deny to the neutrals. Won't happen. Emo gets the kill.
Panto trying to play around it. Might end up just giving his life for the attempted steal. Let's see if he gets it.
He's going to have the snowball. Won't get the pickup. Zeal able to secure it. And should indeed be able to secure the kill on Panto as well. Try and block them up with the shards, but Zeal and Baboka, they've got him. Final quill spray for Zeal to seal the kill. These early bits of action go in the way of IG, 5-1.
Impressive stuff, really, from Zeal and Baboka down here. Last game they did some crazy stuff with the weak lane as well. This time, getting Zeal in a good position even earlier than last time. Pretty important. And yeah, Emo, great rotation with the haste rune. Shuts down Toby when he's doing that annoying play top there. Got to make the move. They want to try to kill the Dusa. They're bringing 4. Xantic.
There's level 7. It's pretty strong here for this early rotation. See how prepared Fly is for this.
It does not look very prepared.
Straight in, they put the Stampede, everything in on top of the Medusa. Fly's gone, not a chance of saving him.
They even bring Christos just in case. We have 5 heroes committed to get that, and IG is maximizing around the map, so Baboka's getting more of these stacks going. Zeal's pressuring tower in the meantime. Emo won't get lucky with the rune spawn. But either way, great moves as 1J. Probably put himself into a position where he is just dead.
So if they let the kill go to Emo, they will.
And it will be a Mage Slayer build, so versus that Earth Spirit, definitely going to be pretty valuable. Zeal should probably finish off this tower here, too. IG, looking good in this early game. Liga with some errors that they made on their own kind of volition, just making that type of play onto the bristle there. So
Panto, see if he can...
He's doing trying the juke.
He's trying.
He's trying the little juke.
Yeah, it's not going to work. They have the vision and the setup there. Emo's able to find him. He can waste his time a little bit. But slowly but surely should go down. He's definitely making him work.
He can TP. I think he's going to get out.
Remnant's back up. Ooh, not soon enough, though. Emo not able to find the chance to throw it out and stop it. So indeed, he actually lives.
Nice little play there. Bought some time. Tower does get brought down. A 2K lead. Dusa able to get back and farm too after that death. Much better early game from IG. Ollie soaking mid as well during the meantime. And okay, I mean, Emo, I had some of my slight doubts for him with this voice
good move so far.
Very nicely done.
Now up and down the map. And not falling behind in farm at all. Top net worth, well on the way to a great Mage Slayer timing.
And Baboka, it's not going to be that... I'm actually astonished. It's not that full greed coming out from him. Arcane Boots into one of the nulls, but it's not this like super fast dagging that we usually see on the Nyx. It's going to be a little bit more delayed, if he even opts to go for that, which he probably will.
Eyes on mid.
Not a single point in the silence right now for Xantic, so definitely difficult to go for Emo. You have a good amount of chain stun, but he's also fairly tanky. Won't end up going for it there.
Radiant are scanning.
I imagine both teams are going to be pretty content as long as their carries are able to farm this portion of the game.
This one definitely feels like it's going to be a bit more of a farmy one with how those lanes ended up going. I mean, Zeal, he's going to be able to likely finish up an Aghanims quite fast in this game after what should have been a very, very tough start.
Well, Panto farming in a bit of a dangerous spot. Likely to pay the price this time with the three of them there. Oh, actually, maybe Stampede will save him. Is it enough to get him out? Fire Spirits, the goo thrown in, and Emo rotating over. The Stampede will not save Panto this time.
And that's the Mage Slayer done. So good timing coming out for Emo. He also has the Occult Bracelet, so a little bit more magic res on top of that too. 1J has found the 6 in mid. But yeah, Emo and the side of IG finding more out of this early game. These kills, they add up. Especially when Deuce is just being able to be left alone.
I mean, what sort of timing do you think League is going to be looking towards when it comes to going for pressure around the timings of the Luna's item progression in order to try and do much more than the Medusa can early on in response?
I blink on Centaur and Blade Mail on Earth Spirit.
And then you go.
Imagine that would be more of a kind of go time thing. I'm also seeing the itemization Christmas does not have any Mask of Madness or anything, so it's more of a, I mean, a little more of a fighting build, but he'll probably just farm. But yeah, I think the Centaur blink and the Blade Mail, that'll probably be what they'll try to get more aggression out of. But IG is the one making the first moves.
Yeah, they're super quick.
No Stampede.
And they know indeed Stampede's not going to be at the ready here for Toby.
He's a bit durable though.
See if he's durable enough. They got the jump forward, they've got the backup, and it's enough to get him out of there. Toby
Xantic
will survive. Xantic did roll in on this one. A little bit awkward. He's going to try and run, and he's got the roll back up, so we'll be able to back away. Liga as a team able to keep Toby alive.
Another rotation, though, that Xantic doesn't connect. They do keep Toby alive, but they've rotated to try to get some kills out of it there that don't end up catching. Do you have a salve, though, Toby? We'll be able to heal up at least a bit off of that one. Has to backpack his items to get that extra heal. And yeah, Magnetize was an attempt onto Emo, but very unlikely to be able to go for that without the point of silence, especially.
They jump onto Panto. Snowball buys him momentary safety. The stun from Baboka's going to miss. They dive forward with the spirits, the dive, and they get him. And again, not quite able to punish IG for making these moves happen. Starting to add up this lead. 3K advantage for IG.
Now, Emo's killing it. I'm sorry, my friend. I did not mean to doubt you. You owned on your Invoker, your Void Spirit too. Looking good. Level 10.
Let's see if we can keep it up. I mean, this may be the thing. I didn't get to see the other Void Spirit games, but you never know. There could have also been games where the hero kind of pops off, but then might not be able to close up the action.
Sure. But so far, I mean, every move has been on point. I like his item.
Yeah, his play's been perfect.
Good. And yeah, now Zeal, he's got Aghanims. So big timing's being hit for IG. Liga, as we mentioned, timing for the Blink, I believe, on the Centaur, and that Blade Mail should be done on the Earth Spirit. So go time to try to find a fight.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They want to go for bottom. Or maybe at least into the triangle, see what they can find at the moment. Baboka and Zeal pushing out this bottom lane.
One of the three cores at this point is what they want to go for. Zeal.
They want to get something.
He's not that fragile, though.
TP's immediately coming in.
They know.
I think
Panto again.
They might have to bail out of this one, Liga, and leave Panto behind. Yet the full team of IG turning up. Tries to block him off with the shards, but ends up trapping himself in. Panto goes down. Liga not going to get away with making that sort of smoke move that easily. IG, they're on top of it.
They are responding so fast. Panto's still not even level 6 on this Tusk. He has 5 deaths. Just really on top of the movements, reading the map beautifully. Should be a Wisdom Rune exchange, though. Should be able to get the other one on the side of Liga. But yeah, so far IG making the better macro moves, good aggressive plays, and yeah, Seal is completely online. He's got the Voodoo Mask coming too. They can probably look to start forcing stuff pretty hard on the side of IG.
Absolutely, they're looking to sort of swing across towards the mid. Maybe see if they can collapse in upon Zantic. They get the Remnant to drag him back. He's going to get the follow-up stump on the low ground, but Boca had the extra bit of lockdown, but the Stampede's back up, but Zantic will be saved. Only just, though. Still just having to run from IG each and every time right now. IG have that much of a lead, and their cores are just that much more terrifying. I mean, with 14 minutes in, and with the advantage they have, Fly, he's able to join, turn up for these pushes. He knows that there's not a whole lot Liga can do to stop this.
Yeah, and he can do the same, the standard Dusa build too, right? Get that Manta into that Butterfly, very strong into something like Luna. Yeah, you build Conda, but MKB is usually not that build that Luna likes to build up, so a fantastic advantage they've been able to build up, and they just keep having stacks too. Every time I look, they at least have something there for Fly to continue getting that growth. Christos is still very farmed, very high level as well, 14 in comparison to the 11 or 12 of the Dusa. But Zantic is having one of the more quiet games. 0-0-1.
Jump in on towards 1J. Emo's got the catching once more with the Remnant. Christos is going to pop the ult from the high ground, but they've got the stun control. Boca locks him down. Jump forward from Toby. He's going to be able to hold them back away from getting the chance to kill off Crystallis. So Crystallis will manage to retreat, but again, IG just getting these kills, not losing anything in return, and just continuing to creep further and further ahead. 6k advantage, growing with every moment.
And just standing those stacks. This Dusa, even though she's a bit under-leveled compared to that Luna, will be able to catch back up quick. And Baboka, very nice awareness there. Could have almost maybe got the Luna. It was close. If he had the Dagon, then it might be likely a kill, which he is getting pretty close to. 7k lead. I mean, last game they were having the deficit with this Deuce. This time they have the advantage. Sure, she doesn't have those buff ups like she did last time, but the early game is infinitely better.
Yeah, they're absolutely crushing it so far.
Yeah, look at those stacks. 17 to the 11. Boca's been busy. And I feel like he's been everywhere too. Like, he's rotating while also getting lots of great stacks. He sees a target. 1J shows himself. Will be scouted.
And for Liga, how do they piece together a play? Like, what is the move now? When you're getting pressured as heavily as you are, and the couple of times you've tried to team up and get something done, it's just been complete fails.
It's difficult to say. They still have to try to get some big catches, especially with this blink on the Centaur, if they can get a follow-up to pop some targets. But IG's just ready. They're ready for every move, it feels like.
Zeal can just start charging at them here as the Bristle knows that there's very little that threatens him.
1J shows himself bottom again. Flyfi is actually maybe considering to go for like a solo kill. And now Baboka's here.
And he's ready to help out, put a stop to the TP.
They are running away with this one, 2 to 11. Even though it's a farmed Luna, the other two cores not getting too much done. And Baboka he's farming hard. That Dagon, it's pretty much finished. They're just gonna force a Roche. Challenging Liga to try to go up here. Not an easy place for Liga.
No, I don't think they want to. They need everything. They need Snapfire up with the kisses.
They've got Crimson Guard, so they're very durable in terms of versus some of this physical, but there's a lot of hybrid damage.
They're going to try.
They're going to try it.
TPs are coming in towards the top tier 1. Can they really interrupt this? It's a risk. It's under the ward as well. IG's going to know what's coming. Liga, can they time it? It's already gone. Aegis picked up by Zeal. IG, they're more than happy to take this fight now. Zanuck tries to jump in. Get the silence down on Uima. They get the follow-up stun as well, but the Supernova's in from the side. There's going to be a Zantic going down. Toby's going to try and TP out, but they've caught him in the stuns. It's just a little bit too late there for Liga with the jump in. And even if it came earlier, it's a point of this game where they're just that far behind that it's so easy for IG to take these team fights.
They got there too late. It's level 1 magnetized. The damage isn't really that high from this until you get that level 2, especially at this point with when everything's been slowed down so much, and might even lose more Panto.
He's out with the TP.
Get out.
A lot of damage still though from those quills coming out before Panto's able to TP away. Baboka's got his eyes on the mid. Looking at 1J. Won't find the chance to go for it there. Doesn't quite have enough burst.
This is the best game I think I've seen IG play here so far.
I think so. Yeah, maybe
very clean.
Been sort of warming up after the past few days because the potential is looking fantastic here.
I mean, especially Emo. He seems, I mean, at least these last 2 games pretty contained. Playing very, very clean. Not doing any overextensions yet. Aghanims is now done also, so it's Xantic's game getting harder and harder. Might actually have to switch to BKB instead of going for Shivas now. Who knows if that even is going to help.
Emo making the Void Spirit look very good. Something that other players just haven't been able to do.
He's really, really farmed. But Boca also got the Grove Bow. He's got his Dagon. Definite kill threat. I mean, he could one-shot some of these supports. Maybe not the Tusk, but the Snap, perhaps.
Well, they want to team up for the Tormentor here. Liga.
Things are accelerating quick though. I mean, Fly's Butterfly is about to be done. Yes, Luna is matching in that farm here, as we mentioned before. These other cores just massively falling far behind, and Luna running in versus Dusa can be pretty complicated. Pipe's about to be finished also for Zeal, so already, I mean, Xantic just having a really difficult time. Get that Mage Slayer, get that Pipe. It's going to completely negate the damage that he throws out, and the Kisses, which... Have we even seen Kisses?
Nope.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure we have not indeed so far this game.
Just unable to find opportunities of much with the way that IG's just played around the map beautifully. And Baboka, another deep ward. 1J shows himself. Baboka immediately wants to try to go for a play. Ob Sentry's down.
Because Baboka, he kind of senses it.
Yeah, they saw him.
He knows he can't get away with that entering across the mid before the tower, but he's going to try and wrap around potentially behind it, see what he sees coming out on the map.
Nice little information gathering. Yeah, it's pretty much the Butterfly. Butterfly finished, Pipe finished in a few seconds here. Could definitely look to force this year. 2 minutes on Aegis even.
Yeah, this is getting pretty crazy. I mean, I feel like we've seen some of the games where it's been IG that haven't really been able to do much in the early game, but yeah, this time round, completely flipped on its head, and even more severely so for Liga. They're just not able to do anything whatsoever in this first 20 minutes. They're just falling further and further behind. No sort of openings to try and make a move. As IG, they've got all bases covered.
Yeah, these 2 item timings could be the nail in the coffin, really, like for these next upcoming 3 fights at least.
Yeah.
It's definitely looking quite difficult for Liga to get a control back into this game. I mean, they never had control. Get any control in this game.
No, not at all. No, this game's only going to get stompier and stompier, it feels.
It's all up to, it feels like it's all up to Crystallis or some type of crazy moves that happen where they overextend somehow. Nothing seems to have gone their way. The 2 supports in particular, I think, having the roughest game I've seen from Liga. 0-5 Snap, 1-5 Tusk. And IG, yeah, just cleanly moving around. Ali also has a Yules finished. I believe that was a few moments ago, but yeah, another way that he's going to be able to prevent them from popping the egg, or killing him before he can get egg off in a lot of situations, as we saw last time. And they're starting the siege. Bristle can join in too.
I just might have to let this tier 2 go. And try and put everything into piecing together a high ground defense. Fighting IG out on the map right now is just not an option for Liga. They're not ready for it.
Guess they're maybe wait for the Shivas and it's Xantic. Get the BKB on Crystallis, and then it's well, we got to try to take a fight when they don't have that Aegis and try to catch them off guard. But yeah, Emo yet to die. Difficult for them to catch him. And this Deuce is just too tanky. Same for Zeal. Just not really the best targets for them to go for.
Now IG, they've got a lot of flexibility with how they want to carry this game out.
Yep.
They could look to push the advantage, but they could also look to just continue to out-farm.
Absolutely.
And just have Fly become this unkillable beast as he did eventually in the last game. Bottom lane. They've got the setup. Stampede not going to get him out with the stun control that Baboka's able to offer up. Another kill for Emo. The map, just anywhere that anyone goes for Liga, just proven to be an absolute death trap. IG, they're set up and ready for anyone that dares show.
Baboka, an absolute nuisance this game, just really being super annoying with his wave cutting and all these type of things that have made them, made that thing happen for Zeal, where they sacrificed 3. And now he's just getting pickoff after pickoff, giving so much info. And sure, why not? Give him a shard. Not a very valuable one, this one, but either way. Not this game in particular. BKB done, almost 20, so I mean, maybe it is just wait for 20 Conda, and that's your fingers crossed for Liga.
That's true. We've seen it do crazy things.
We have.
Chrysalis, he's going to have to carry this game harder than any of the others he's been in so far.
Definitely feels like that. Toby is... I mean, pretty much nobody's had a game on the side of Liga. Toby is trying to go for the Halberd build, because as we mentioned last game, versus the DOTA, can be one of the value build-ups, but... they're just not getting a whole lot. Baboka has surpassed Toby now in this game.
And just for that, all the farm that Chrysalis has, it feels like he needs so many items to deal with them all.
Yep.
Up top, they're going to try and turn towards Baboka, but Emo's in with the backup, jumps in with the Astral Step. Panto's gone. Azantic will roll forward. They're trying to make something happen out of this fight. Baboka's going to tick loads of the Magnetize, but he's not going to die. Yeah, Pipe comes out. Azantic, he's going to try and escape, but the Remnant catches him. They just cannot make these plays right now.
IG too prepared. Can try to get one kill, but then, yeah, Pipe comes in, counteracts pretty much everything. Literally nothing's gone their way this game. Except for Luna farming.
Yeah. And as I said, Chrysalis, he needs a lot. He needs the Kanda, and then maybe even like needs a Silver Edge to have a chance of fighting it against the Bristleback, and then obviously needs the MKB to fight against Fly's Butterfly. He's got a lot of money. He's very farmed on the Luna, but he just needs an incredible amount to be able to do this 1v5.
Oh, heads up BKB TP. He knew.
He's doing his best here, Chrysalis.
He is trying. Trying his hardest. Just not getting the most help around from anybody else. But they still have a Solar Crest. So they do have that one buff up. Snap is going to go for... I mean, he has a Glimmer, but... maybe it's just some Shard for repositioning. 20 has been hit. Smoke up IG. Looking to force a little more here. They have the wave pushing in mid, wave pushing in bottom.
Pretty impressive stuff, though. I mean, the game's 17-2. IG have a 13k lead, but straight up on the GPM, Chrysalis, he's getting more out of this game than Fly is on the Medusa.
He's been avoiding them pretty well.
Inside the base, Zeal just walks up, kills off the snap fire. Outside of the base, Toby's been caught, tries to stampede away. And they've got the Yule's control, they've got the lockdown. And they're going to slowly but surely take him out once more. Monster kill streak for Emo. They'll move over to Panto. As Panto, a moment of safety inside the snowball, but as soon as he comes out, he's dead as well. Godlike for Emo, double kill. Definitely one of those games where you'd imagine, in terms of morale and as a team, everyone's probably wanting to call it on Liga, apart from Chrysalis, who's like, guys, I got this. You got to trust me. Just play on. Don't give up. This is Chrysalis. He's going to do his best to carry these teammates that are just dying left, right, and center.
Can you imagine if he's somehow able to do it?
If he carries this game...
then Conda needs to be deleted, probably.
Yeah. I mean, Chrysalis, right, he got a lot of flack in the past, and recently people are like, well, you know what, this guy, he's actually pretty good. And, a lot of praise for him recently off the back of his performances here. If he carries this game, that's going to be like the peak of his redemption arc as a carry.
He got Nemesis Curse, step 1.
Okay. Can he do this? All eyes on Chrysalis.
If
he carries this game,
though. Deuce is going Scotty too, so it's just pretty much, I mean, same build as last game, but just always so good versus these range cores.
Yeah.
And it's not like she's on her own. I mean, Zeal is
look at this.
Massive this game.
The call's been made. Chrysalis is like, right, let's try for something.
Not the Conda, though. So trying to catch him off guard.
See if they get a quick and easy pick. Zeal's probably not the target for this sort of move.
I would imagine not.
Unless he walks really deep into their half of the map, but even then, it's not going to be appealing. They probably would have settled for anyone else other than him, so unfortunately for Liga, not likely to find that quick and easy grab that they'd hoped to get Chrysalis involved for.
Emo trying to bait them there with this illusion.
Mm-hmm. And back to farming.
A very nice pickup for him.
In terms of Roshan, it's going to be back up in 10 seconds. IG can look to get that for themselves again, and that's probably going to be the key for IG to start stepping things up for the high ground push.
Absolutely. Key.
So I guess the scramble here to at least get the Kanda done, which he should have. He will have the Kanda, just a few hundred off the recipe, so we'll have that for the high ground defense. Chrysalis.
He's just really, like, literally the only one who's gotten abs. Like, no one's gotten, like, anything else. Halberd's almost finished, I guess, for Toby, but BKB still not quite there for Azantic. We're just seeing him getting controlled from Baboka in every fight, too. Well, the small fights that there were. The 2 times he's gotten caught. Carapace stun. And yeah, Emo, you know, I'm glad to eat my words.
No, it's good to see. I mean, I did not believe in the hero, but no, Emo giving us quite the showcase that Void Spirit is still viable in the hands of a solid player. And yeah, Emo, probably one of the mids who's played the most Void Spirit games, at least of this tournament. One of his favorites, and showing that it can still work.
Twice the measure of power.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
No, he's just on fly. Trying to bring the waves in here, IG. Preparing for an attempt at breaking the high ground. That's Chrysalis. What's he going to go net for next after the Kanda? Yeah, it's going to be the Silver Edge.
I think so.
I like the Silver Edge, and then, yeah, the Rapier.
I think it feels necessary this game.
Sure, you're not going to have the MKB against the Medusa's Butterfly, but just having the damage to destroy the other heroes could give you the chance to carry the team fights out.
You can still just beam her, right? So it still like, does work in a way, but yeah. Panto gone. Zeal, this is the time. Waves are coming in. This high ground.
He's immediately back to join the defense, Chrysalis.
How can they do it? There's one beam. The banner is down, but I think the creeps all died.
See how they can get in on this. I've got the disarm down onto Fly. Slowly getting through his mana with the loosened beams. Chrysalis having to force back to safety. The tier 3's falling.
Radiant's middle tower is
Playing it smart, just having these two sieging. Emo just waiting in the sidelines.
Mana's pretty much gone from Fly in this first life.
It's big damage. It's the Conda.
It's going to get healed up. You get the stun connection onto Chrysalis. He's also pretty low himself. Have to back off. As IG able to claim the melee racks. And not quite losing the Aegis yet. They'll have a chance to push again in a second. Still 2.5 minutes with this.
The fact that they just kind of have to watch, they know they can't actually force a fight there is painful for the side of Liga. Full SNY for Zeal. I mean, potentially even for these like next fights, Zeal can just be the ones that walks up and goes for Siege too. When there's no Aegis, if Fly wants to be super careful. He still has the Aegis for 2 minutes though, so don't have to worry about that just yet.
And Chrysalis making further adaptations. He said, screw the Silver Edge, just got to go straight for that Rapier.
Could be necessary, yeah. He might feel like he doesn't have time to get Silver Edge plus Rapier.
Exactly,
right? With the way that they're just forcing the buildings. 1J has shown himself again, but Boka's in the area. But he'll get the heads up, TP out.
Chrysalis going to play that top side of the map. The safest spot right now whilst IG are pressuring in against his high ground.
Smart. He's at least shoving these two waves, right? He's shoving bottom, shoving top. They only have the mid wave that's going to be coming in, and Xantha keeps clearing it. So trying to prolong as long as possible so you can get that Rapier. But they're just going in.
They are. Emo tries to get the grab this time, won't get the connection onto Panto. Fortification comes out, Chrysalis TP's back, ready to join and try and stop the push once more.
There's no creeps, so backdoor, it's back. So they're going to have to back up. And sit back like 4 times.
Full Daedalus now on Fly. That damage is going to be pretty ridiculous when he's able to step up and get in position. Very difficult for the majority of Liga to survive.
It's pretty wild how they literally have been like completely neck and neck in farm between the Luna and Deuce in the entire game.
I'll get the Tormentor.
Waves are coming in.
Shard for Xantic.
They still got 60 seconds. They can force this.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Back once more they come, Liga, here for the defense. Tier 3 can't be saved. Has the jump from Emo. Gets the Remnant grab onto Chrysalis. Forces back. The space here for Fly to continue taking down the melee racks. As IG, they'll be able to get the objective once more. At the full set bottom, they can swing across the mid if they want to go and finish up the range racks. They've got that luxury 21 to 20, 20k lead. Indeed they will. The second set completely finished off.
I don't think I've seen, well, this is random, but I don't think I've seen Zeal activate Warpath once, just an FYI. It's kind of funny, because he has the Seeing Red fast, but he legitimately has not used it once, I don't think, the entire game, I don't think. Hasn't mattered.
It's pretty spooky when you use it. You can't see anything, though. It's scary. Your team's like, go on this hero, I can't see them.
I mean,
the way it limits your vision.
But usually it's just about, like, when I usually see it used, it's like you're sieging and you pop it and you get like 2-3 hits on the tower. And but whatever. I was just pointing it out because I just thought it was kind of funny. I literally was like, am I seeing things wrong? Does he have does he have another facet? But no, whatever.
And Crystalis, the
close.
Rapier Dream, it feels pretty real. He's getting close to the gold for it. Just got to hope that the rest of the team can kind of hold this defense long enough for it to farm out that final few thousand of gold to have the Rapier.
I don't know if he's going to have time. He's got to come back soon.
That's the jump in.
Delay it.
They're really trying to do their best.
Yeah, he's coming back. It's the last set of racks.
And BKB's done for Xantic, so he can stand a bit of a better job of initiating. He's going to try and do so. They move straight forward. Crystalis in with the Eclipse. Look at the balls fly. Fly's having to get the stun gaze up, and indeed the mana's out for Fly. But straight away they're in on Crystalis. He'll get the BKB off. He's trying to run with the final seconds, but Emo in with the Astral Step, jumps in, takes him down. It has to be a triple buyback coming in from Liga. They did manage to kill off Fly. And Xantic TPing out the side of the fight. He'll survive, but Panto, he'll fall.
Fly is not the real carry. It's Zeal and Emo. 12-1, 10-0. Fly 0-2. They do get him, but it costs so much to bring down this DOTA. Bristol's able to just clean up, and he still didn't use the Warpath. Didn't need it, though.
3 buybacks, an expensive hold. Keeps the game alive, but obviously that buyback is going to push back the Dream with the Rapier for Crystalis out in the mid.
Emo again.
1J steps forward, he's out for good. 70 seconds, no buyback on the snap.
30 seconds, still do.
They're going to try and burst Emo. Have they got enough damage? They don't. No. He's able to jump out to the side, or turn with the remnant, get the drag back onto Toby. Toby's very tanky. We'll slide back up to the high ground here, drag back to safety. They'll reset once more.
15 seconds. They can just wait. Back up, reset, and wait for this DOTA. And they can fill up the bottle, keep Emo healed up. He's actually going to ask for that, it looks like. Or go for a Ruin. He'll get a haste. And they've got the waves pushing in, so they can just linger in this area. Go for that final push. 30 seconds till Snap is back. So much was expended, though, from the side of Liga, and they could only bring down the 1.
This next push should be the final hurdle for them to jump across. It's not going to be a very big one for IG. 27k lead. Up into the base they go once more. Onto the barracks. Panto trying to get some sort of setup here on the front. Comes towards Zeal, but Panto, he's out. Zeal has his buyback available. Xantic's going to get the roll in. They're going to go straight in towards Fly, fully trying to focus the Medusa, but Fly's able to step back to safety. Crystalis committed with the BKB, tries for Baboka, but the Yules is there to protect Baboka. He's fine. Xantic's dove in, but the Supernova comes out, and he's out for a minute.
And Zeal is zoning 4 heroes.
He's chasing them back towards the fountain. The space is there for Fly to continue to get the job done. Taking the race. Baboka comes in with the wraparound. Will fall, but sets up for them to take out 1J. Both supports dead, and Panto caught out. Triple kill for Fly. It's just Crystalis and Toby left alive. Zeal tanking the fountain, killing them off with the quills. It's game over. All 5 are dead. No buybacks left. GG is called. IG take game 3, and with that, the series.